Okay.
If I cut out, it's because I'm just grabbing my cool T-shirt.
Okay. Cool T-shirt.
It's a very silly T-shirt, honestly.
Cool T-shirt to go with the cool kitchen. I
I
like
do
the
love my
kitchen.
kitchen.
The kitchen's pretty cool.
Thank you. Well, I'll give you all the tour if you want.
If you got time.
Uh,
Or you can save it for the
no,
when
don't.
we go on camera so that everybody else can see it too. But it's up. Or if you just want to show that to me, just me, that's fine. But
I'm down with either. How long are we going tonight?
I don't know. Usually
All right,
we
cool.
go like 90 minutes to 2 hours. It's totally your call. It's totally your call. Like,
All right.
if you're
Sounds good to
feeling
me.
it for like another half hour, that's cool. But we'll figure it out. We can play it by ear as we go.
I feel good about it.
Cool. Yeah. It's always
I,
different each time too. Like some streamers, like some people we get on and we just go for like 3 to 4 hours, and sometimes we just hit it right at 2 hours, and so there's no rhyme or reason to it. Oh, that is a cool shirt. Wow, I'm impressed.
it is. That's my
cool.
favorite shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's
This is the
yeah.
this is the pack shirt. The
Oh, really? Nice.
yeah, I wear this on stage at PAX. The nonsense shirt. I'll show stream later.
Yeah, that's pretty that is a pretty cool. Yeah, folks, we just started the stream, but Hendu soon, what's going on? Hendu, thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome in.
Oh, what's up, Hindu? I recognize Hindu.
Yeah, you guys have to see y'all have to see this shirt. This shirt is pretty amazing. Like, it's perfect.
Oh, we're just it is perfect. We're in the kitchen today, so yeah, hold up.
Yeah, pretty cool. I'm not you're not on camera yet, Joe, but it is cool. But it is cool for me to see it.
Oh, fair. Okay, I was trying. Well, you deserve to see it anyway.
Yeah, thank you. But we will show it to everybody else in just a moment. But yeah, yeah. What's going on, Hendu? How's it going? Any sandwiches for you today, Hendu? I hope you're doing well. Staying cool. It seems to be hot everywhere. Joe, I imagine where you are is no exception.
It is dank here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, quite humid. By the way, I'm getting a delay.
Oh, you're getting a delay. Maybe you're hearing the stream, or were you getting a delay before, or is that just sort of happening now?
No, it's as soon as you started streaming. Let me see what I can do here.
Yeah, it's possible that your computer or your phone is like playing the audio of the stream, so that you're getting like both.
Yeah, no, my computer's running your stream. That's why. Got it.
I thought so. Okay, cool. So then, just, all you have to do is mute
you
it.
Fixed it.
Yeah,
you got there.
Cool. Awesome. Hendu's just
all right.
Yeah. Good deal. Okay, good deal. Okay. That's all right. I figured most of the time that's what it is. Henry says, technically, I did have a sandwich today. It was a Thin Mint Chipwich. Hey, I'm all about it. I love it. Thin Mints are great. I'm a fan.
Oh my god, Thin Mints! I could eat them forever and ever.
Yeah,
infinitely. Too many.
Same. Hendu says, if you're not familiar with the Chipwich, this was one mint ice cream with chocolate. Oh, it's one of those. It's a chocolate. Okay, it's an ice cream cookie sandwich. Those are great. So, but just Thin Mint branded. Okay. Yeah.
Just Thin Mint brand. No, I still support it. Wait, did it have like the? Yeah, it's still the chocolate chip cookies though, right? It's still a Thin Mint cookie, right? Oh no! I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's still close though.
Mint ice cream.
I counts.
Yeah, you were very close, Joe. Like it's Thin Mint ice cream. Yeah, Thin Mint ice cream. And then you're just using regular chocolate chip cookies for the cookies. Okay. That's pretty.
Still sounds great.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
King says sharing is caring. King, good to see you. Welcome in. Nice to see you again.
Very true. I'm low on mint chips, so you're trying to bring that over or help your boy out a little bit. I am. I'll buy a pint of mint chip and it'll be gone in like 2 days, maybe. If
I believe it. It's so good, like it's so good. Yeah.
I think so. It's a very divisive flavor, apparently. Some people really don't like it.
Yeah, we had one of our friends, Looney Soy Sauce, on the program, and that was a thing. That was a debate for a while. I think we
gets heated.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It's pretty nuts. But since we're on I think this is the earliest we've been on stream, so like before the official start times, I'm gonna give you all some bonus FaceTime. Like, hi everybody. Looney brought the heat. Oh, absolutely. I mean, brought the heat with the ice cream. This is Joe on the left-hand side. We're doing like our pre-show on camera this time, just because we all are here. So we've got everybody. We also have people joining in and checking in early. Thank you, everybody. This is great.
Hey, you love to see it.
Love to see it for sure. But yeah, hype for real. What is your favorite bonus pre-stream question? Exclusive bonus for people who checked into the chat early. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Is that it? Is there another one?
It's really come down to mint chip for me. I got a lot of favorites, but mint chip is so refreshing and crisp in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
It just hits, it just hits it, and it refreshes me in ways that other ice creams like most other flavors don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me that's why it's mint chip. But honestly, like, I will eat almost any flavor of ice cream, like, in excess. It's a problem. It's a real problem. It'll be like Patrick being like, "Where did my food go?" Like, he ate it.
Yeah. For me,
cookie dough is great too. What about you? Yeah.
I tend to lean like vanilla, or and then the other like 1A or 1B would be like Oreo cookies and cream, like Oreo cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream.
Yeah, cookies and cream for sure. Me. Big
Yeah.
fan. Everything else is kind of like also really good. Peach is a good flavor too, which is hard to find.
Oh, like a peach cobbler ice cream.
Yeah,
that is hard to find. You don't see that much anymore.
Yeah, it's like a seasonal thing. Yeah. Hindu says. Let's see. Hindu's choices: cookie dough, mint chip, and rum raisin are probably in my top 3. I've never tried the rum raisin.
Rum raisins, probably a miss for me because I don't know how I feel about raisins. But that Death by Chocolate.
Yeah.
If I'm in the mood.
That does sound good. Who does Death by Chocolate? Like, I've seen the phrase. I'm trying to remember who's.
I think like the idea of a Death by Chocolate is like a chocolate ice cream with chocolate chips, and then whatever other chocolate, like probably brownie pieces. Basically any chocolate themed thing that you can fit in it, that is Death by Chocolate. It's just chocolate on chocolate on chocolate.
I'm here for it. I love every amount of chocolate. Hey, look who's in the chat. Our friend Joy's in the chat.
Oh, hey Joy.
Let's go. Hi Joy. Great to see you. Yeah. Brownie pieces, fudge swirl too. Yeah. Good stuff. Joy says you had me at chocolate. I hear that too.
Correct.
I hear that.
Choices.
Great choices. All right. So, let's do this. We're gonna officially start the stream now. Thank you for tuning into our bonus coverage. Now we will officially start the show, the regular part of the show. So Hey Ferret, good to see you. What up, bro homo? How's it going?
Ferret Fawcett's a great name.
Oh, it's a clutch name for sure. Great to see you, Ferret. What a wonderful play on words. We've got the joy here in the chat. We also have the happy in the chat amongst us. What's good, everybody? How's it going? I'm Davey. This is the Sandwich Show. Nice to see you here, and I hope you're enjoying the new lighting so far. It's so much simpler than the lighting I had before too, which is funny. Pleased to have you here. This is we are once again having an awesome new guest for our interview series, the Sandwich Q&A series, which has been a fun journey for the last 3 years. Tonight's guest is a guitarist and a artist and a gamer. Really great passion for all three. You've seen him at many different video game conventions and other events, and some other places, which we'll get into. But folks, our friend is new, is a relatively new streamer. I would appreciate you all giving him a follow. Let's go say hello to our good friend, our very talented friend, Joe Etzine. Hello, Joe. Welcome to the program. How's it going tonight?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing great. I feel good.
I love it.
I'm excited to make a sandwich.
I am excited to have a sandwich with you as well, Joe. I made a sandwich this time as well. Here is the link to... thank you, King, for putting that in. There's a
Yeah.
link to our
Thanks
friends.
so much for the shout out.
Oh, absolutely. No question. No problem at all. Y'all are in for some real wizardry. Wizardry is a real topic this week. It's like,
Oh yeah.
well, yeah, because you play D&D, and there's this year also marks the 40th anniversary of the Neverending Story, and just on
Get
and
out of
on.
here.
Yeah, I know. Where does the time go? Like that's just like wild. But yeah. And Joyce is here. The Coltrane shirt. Yes, let's chat about that fire shirt you have on. It's a great shirt.
I guess we got to get the shirt out of the way. So yeah, we got Link and John Coltrane in Comic Sans. It's a natural, the natural pairing makes sense, right? Nothing nothing to see here. And on the back we have Broly from Dragon Ball Z. And I don't know if you love John Coltrane like I do, you'll be into his album "A Love Supreme," which is featured here. It's got
yes,
the 4 names of the songs:
Yep.
Psalm, Resolution, Pursuance, and Acknowledgement. You also have some Lisa Frank Tigers just hanging out. Who else is hanging out? Tinkerbell. Yeah, we got it all.
Yep.
Just like a big happy family.
Yeah.
This is I really love Dragon Ball Z. I really love John Coltrane. I especially love Broly. So Pearl decided to join. We're gonna hang out. And I actually believe there's a real natural connection between like Dragon Ball Z and the way that John Coltrane played the sax.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. There's the whole, not even just the whole band is powering up.
Yeah.
They're powering up and they build up. And when you take a solo, it's like you're charging up a Kamehameha. You're building up energy. Yeah, you're building up the power level.
Yeah.
And everybody responds to you, and the energy of the music grows and gets really crazy. And you can go Super Saiyan on stage. You can do it. It's something we talk about sometimes.
Wow.
Musicians, every once in a while. Musicians who happen to also be weebs, which is a lot of us, we'll be like, yeah, Surging Summer at OSNYC. That's another like sort of anime reference. The idea of like surging in your playing and in your solo. But yeah, for me, this as discordant as all of this is, this like all kind of just is oddly on. This is everything I love. It all fits together for me. That's why I gotta always rep this shirt. I saw it. I was like, I have to have that shirt. It's so insane.
It is a very inspired shirt. I've listened to A Love Supreme, so this is quite an interesting presentation. Awesome. It's a great, yeah, you're right. It's really great, and like you said, it really ramps up. It powers up. It just kind of like builds up to the big things, and
totally.
No, I hear. No, you're right. No, y'all definitely do. By the way, let's catch up on chat really quick. Rahoma, great to see you. By the way, this makes perfect sense. The shirt.
Yeah. Natural.
Well, now, what's the name of your kitty friend? Just for in case for those who are not.
Oh, that was Pearl.
Hi,
I'm not gonna pick her up this time because she might flash me. But she's an adorable little killer.
I love it.
She's a perfect killing machine and the most adorable little princess.
Yeah.
And then her brother Jet is probably asleep somewhere, and he's like a gigantic 20-pound like cuddle bug.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's like the runt and the alpha of the litter. They're very sweet cats.
Aw,
they'll show up. I promise. Yeah, especially once I start making a sandwich, I'm sure we'll try to kind of butt in.
Oh, inevitably they come for the food, don't they? I love that.
Oh yeah.
Joyce's cat tax required. Mm-hmm. You've paid your toll, and we may continue.
All right, it'll come. It'll be repaid in full.
I dig it. Joyce says it was hilarious. A rando in the PAX audience shouted that out while DPGN was setting up. Did you hear that? You were there for that, right?
That's right.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, that was He like made his night. He loved it. He's like, I love John Coltrane. I love Broly. It was like, okay, cool, good. Me too, man.
Yeah.
And it's just like it hit him out. I think it hit a lot of people out of left field, but like it hit me out of left field. LXIX Apparel. I gotta shout the guy out because there's a lot more where this came from.
Mm-hmm.
Like lots of weird stuff.
It's like
Steely, Steely Dan live at Wakanda,
Hmm.
or like a picture of Vegito and it's like live at PF Chang's, or it's like so strange. It's just like slamming different like just brands and pop culture stuff
Yeah.
together. Yeah,
Oh, that's clutch. I love it. Yeah. It's one of those if you know you know scenarios, and if you are in on it, man, that's got to be so rewarding to see a shirt like that.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
absolutely, yeah.
Um, did you spot any designs similar to that over at PAX or other when you were there, or other PAX conventions or other conventions even? Like,
People, I mean, people wear loud stuff. Like this
yeah,
is not, I mean, this is a crazy shirt, but like, and I'll clap the back one more time. Like it's loud for sure, but this is just a shirt. At Magfest and PAX, people are cosplaying. People are dressed as their favorite characters. People are inventing characters. Uh, so this is, I think, tame in comparison.
no, you're
Uh,
right.
and you got people like or people are decked out in like kind of like clashing like a full outfit of like clashing neon and
Hmm.
plaid or whatever. Like you look at Jer from Scatoon, he's like super ska inspired. So they are super ska inspired in their fashion, and it's like a whole mashup of stuff. So you're gonna see plaid, and you're gonna see like explosions uh,
Wow.
and I don't know, anime references. It's all over the place.
Yeah,
Everybody's coming from different spots.
and these outfits can be downright outrageous too. It's everything, when you're at it. That's like half the reason to go to a convention is like just to see what people are going to wear. It's pretty gnarly. It's pretty
Oh yeah,
crazy. Like
yeah. It's
I
one of the very best parts for sure.
no, I agree. I absolutely. It's wild, man. Like it's wild enough where I'm like, I don't know if I would if I were a parent and I had children, I don't know if I would take them. Some of their costumes do end up being really adult, but other ones are just really fun. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's just a big range.
people are out there. Yeah, people are definitely out here just expressing themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
And they know it's a safe community and a positive one. But yeah, I mean, I did see kids at Magfest. There were
Okay.
kids, but not as many. Not as many.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the
Or they were
thing.
like, if yeah.
Oh, I was gonna just jump for Joy's point. Like one of my favorite things about nerd cons is that nothing is weird. No one gets vibed as not belonging, and that's true. Like I think that's the
Yeah.
cool thing about that kind of community is that really anything can be in play and it's accepted and for what it is. And I think it's really kind of nice.
Yeah. Henry says, I wish I could go to more cons. Me too.
Yeah, me
Me
too.
too.
If they if we had the money, if I had the money to go to more cons, I probably would. That's
Yeah.
always. So you have to pick and choose your spots. I'm sure whether you're whether it's as a performer or whether it's just as an attendee. What are some of the things that you point to when you're making those decisions and which conventions you're going to? Like, what are your factors?
Oh man. You might laugh at me, but right now my factors are can they pay me to play there, right, and to travel there,
That
because I can't afford to go to most of them if I can't like go as a performer or at least
mhm,
get a badge. Um, but if money's no object, then the community is the number one factor
mhm,
for sure,
mhm,
and then it's like the content of the thing. So it's like going to be if it's a game that I like, or some kind of art form that I like, or if it's a tabletop convention, I'm there, right?
mhm,
Since we moved to Philadelphia, we go to PAX East every year. Um, I'm still learning a lot.
mhm.
I've been to some smaller ones, I've been to the big ones. I'm still learning a lot about what I like. Like I know, for example, PAX, the big PAX, um, was like less my vibe than PAX Unplugged. And that's probably because I came up as a tabletop gamer more than a video gamer. But uh, man, I think that maybe it was the year that I was there. Maybe it was this year. I heard that some things about this year being like less attended, but it wasn't even that. I just think that um, I'm less about like the merch and more about the community and the activities and like the panels and uh, any kind of opportunity to play with people or check out the new things, like the new ideas in design. I'm really excited about that stuff, and I felt that PAX Unplugged highlighted all those things more than big PAX. Whereas like the big PAX is trying to do so much stuff, And so if I was more of like a PC gamer,
Mhm.
then I think that PAX East would be my jam. But
Yeah,
yeah, like kind of like yeah, getting into all those panels and getting into game design, like oh man, like PAX Unplugged's got like some really cool stuff.
that's really
I
cool.
still haven't. I've been twice. I still haven't checked out all of it. Like not even close.
That must be hard to do, though. I mean, even the PAX Unplugged must be overwhelming, just to have all sorts of things. Is it smaller too? Like, is PAX Unplugged smaller? But it still must have a lot going on, though. Even there.
I'm gonna be real. It felt bigger than PAX East,
Oh,
it's
interesting.
but my sense it's I don't know exactly. But the
Hmm.
Philadelphia Convention Center is big, but it's also spread out.
Yeah.
Um, at PAX East may have just been in like a bigger building, but had more attendance. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
But PAX Unplugged was huge. Like the past 2 years, it's just been like
Yeah.
really packed, full of people and packed full of events across multiple floors of the con center.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. And I think when you get into the nuts and bolts of what make things work and make games work, what makes game design happen, it's pretty neat. Now, when you say game design, you're saying tabletop games too, like not just video games, but tabletop games together, or one or the other, or
Yeah,
both.
I'm saying especially tabletop
Oh, that makes
games.
sense. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Totally.
yeah, for sure. I mean, although I mean, man, video game design is absolutely fascinating.
Hmm.
Uh, just game design in general is so cool. Like all the like there's some core principles that apply to everything, regardless of whether it's digital or not. But I guess I like the tabletop stuff because it's really easy to patch, right? You can just patch something right away and just try it and then change it again, try that out and tune things until they're right. I like that kind of freedom and flexibility, and we're using our imaginations a lot in tabletop games, especially role playing games. So rules can be kind of fluid, and they can be. I think that like games are actually the most fun when the rules are kind of a conversation between the people playing,
Yep.
and they can kind of change and adjust.
Yeah. I feel that too, and I think one thing about I think that a great organic nature in the way games like that can be played, um, is actually really charming. And I will be honest with you, like when I started playing tabletop games with my coworkers, this is like about maybe close to 15 years ago now. So we played
Yeah,
tabletop games, a lot of different ones, like smaller ones, and
awesome.
yeah, it was actually been it actually was a good initiation. Like, and it's kind of been a thing around a lot of workplaces. It honestly surprises me. Certainly, growing up in the tech field and everything, and seeing how technology's evolved, I did not think that was going to continue to be a thing. I was surprised
Yeah,
that tabletop games have such life in them. How would you attribute the success of tabletop games today, knowing that it's like a phone culture, it's a digital culture, it's a computer culture, people are on digital things all the time? It's interesting to see like young people of all ages, like getting into tabletop games, even today. What's how would you
it
attribute
is.
its life and its continued success?
I don't claim to have all the answers, but I think the one thing you could point to obviously is the or like most obviously is the fact that there's always going to be a reaction to whatever the dominant form of media is. So if we're constantly on our phones and constantly on stream and on all these devices, there's going to be a need to log off and be around the energy of humans. And I think especially um, after the pandemic, when we were denied human contact, forcibly or willfully, it's like it reminded us of how essential it is. We need that energy from each other. Um, so I would point to those factors probably like most more broadly than anything else.
Uh,
Uh, yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah.
we need each other. We need to be in each other's presence. I felt it really through the Magic community, especially.
Hmm.
Um, the best part of Magic is the gathering, right?
Yeah.
That's what everybody was saying during the pandemic. Uh, and it's really true.
Yeah.
I played a lot of
Yeah.
Magic online, and then
Mhm.
I was like, I'm done with this. I don't like playing on a ladder. I don't like the way it makes the game feel. I like sitting across the table from my opponent, and like we're reading each other, we're vibing. Like I'm not saying it can't happen online, but it's just like a whole other ball game. It's like a different game.
Yeah, yeah. That's true though. Like there's definitely causing you can feel the dynamics between players and just feeling it at the table. It's so true. It's
Yeah,
really great. We'll catch up in
can't
chat.
replace IRL. Not really. Yeah,
No, great point, Joy. It's a terrific call. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a chance to meet Hendu and Joy in person too, and you
Awesome.
don't. It just takes something. It just takes the friendship to a new level when you meet somebody in person for the first time, or even after the first time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got to meet uh Evan, Foolish Frankie. I got to meet him in Pittsburgh this weekend.
Ooh.
And we played at PAX, but we didn't get to really hang out. So we just like got lunch together. I checked out his rehearsal
Uh,
beforehand. It was Foolish Frankie.
yeah.
He's great. What a great guy.
Foolish Frankie. Dig
Awesome
it.
dude.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Now
We didn't
what?
have time to like make a track or anything, but
Okay.
it was just great hanging.
That is
Yeah.
so. Oh, that's awesome. That's what it's all about. You know, like it's like you live for things like that. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Henry says MagFest is near the top of my list of conventions to get back to, but the problem is my company's annual conference is usually the same time as MagFest. That's well, maybe one day, maybe it'll line up. You know, you never know. Sometimes they shift it a week or two, so it's always possible that works out later.
Heartbreaking. I
Yeah.
feel that's true. Yeah, that's
PAX
definitely true.
Unplugged is also on my list. Is Hendu? Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think Joe, your endorsement,
Hey,
huge.
yeah. I mean, PAX Unplugged is great. It really is. Especially if you've never been, definitely go once.
Mhm.
It's got a chill vibe despite how many people are there. And yeah, thanks for checking me. Yeah, PAX East and PAX Prime are typically like 100K plus, right? I think it was like 70 something K this year, but you check me on it. But PAX Unplugged is great. And if you're in Philly, holler at me. Let me know, and
Cool.
I'll tell you all the good restaurants and stuff, or I'll make you a sandwich.
Hey,
I
nice.
should toast these.
Oh, nice. Go for it, Joe. We'll catch up in chat while Joe preps some parts of the sandwich. So Joyce says that's why I love TwitchCon. Just 100% friends. I remember. I was for sure, for real. Henry says PAX East is great, and I always have a ton of fun there. But I feel like that's more giant show, and the community is a bit harder to find. So that's so into your earlier comments, that Joe. And yeah, 100,000 people at a convention is wild to me. Like, that's a giant amount of people. Like, that's enough to fill a football stadium. That's incredible.
Oh yeah.
So PAX Unplugged is 30K, which is much more accessible. You know, not only just for like finding people, but meeting the people who are presenting too. I imagine that might be easier to do. And I love what I'm seeing here. These ingredients, these look great.
Yeah, we got some avocado in the mix for sure.
Oh man, a little West Coast love for the avocados. I love it. I'm here for it too.
Let's go.
Let's go. I was giving some thought to doing like an East Coast sandwich tonight, and I was like, that would be fun. Just since I knew you were there, I'm like, that'd be fun. Didn't do it, but it was an interesting idea.
Yeah. What would an East Coast sandwich be exactly?
Oh, an Italian sandwich, you know, an Italian hoagie. Something like that.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a really good choice. Yeah. I didn't have the ingredients to pull together to do like a good Italian. That would have been really fun.
Yeah. It's impressive stuff, right?
Like, got some prosciutto.
Ooh, prosciutto's good. It's good stuff. Let's see. PAX Unplugged is December 6th through 8th this year. Tickets go on sale. Drum roll Thursday. Let's go. Nice.
Oh dear Lord, that's actually good news. That's good. That's valuable information right there.
Yeah.
Tell my wife.
Do it up. Maybe a Philly cheesesteak. Yeah, a cheesesteak. And so in Philly, they don't even call them cheese steaks. They just call them steaks, right? Like, they just call them steaks. Like,
Yeah.
They're just like, like
steak. Yeah.
It's understood that
they call them cheesesteaks too.
Oh, they call them cheesesteaks too. Okay. Cool.
I think they call them cheesesteaks for the tourists specifically, so that they know that they're getting a cheesesteak. But then if you go to like, you know, basically any area kind of like within a 30-mile radius of the city, it'll just be called steaks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'll just be like steak shop, Joe's Steaks.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah, I remember that too. Because like you go to like the big ones, are like, yeah, this is the, you know, blah 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 steaks, and you know exactly. Yeah. It's kind of one of those things I learned to myself. I learned it just like a year or so ago. It's kind of interesting, you know, like.
Yeah, you're gonna like, maybe this is blasphemous, but I haven't eaten a cheesesteak since I have moved to Philly.
That's interesting. I mean, it's a lot, right? Like, it's a lot, to be fair. Like,
for me, it's hard for me to digest that these days.
Yeah.
But there's so much good food in Philly that I just haven't gotten around to it. Like,
Right. Right.
It's like there's just so much good, just like Vietnamese food, Thai food, Sichuan Chinese food, uh, Mexican food, Ethiopian food.
Hmm.
The list just keeps going. It's from all over the world. New American, of course. Like it's just like I can't I, I can't get enough of all this like great food in this town. It's an awesome food town.
Yeah. And Joe,
Uh, yeah. Oh, good Indian too. Best
nice,
belief.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I've heard Philly is a very, very good city. In fact, I think at this point, I would say it's
Yeah.
really underrated. Like, it's an extremely good food city. Like, so many different cuisines.
Yeah. Yeah. I would actually straight up put Philly as a food town up against New York.
Yeah, I mean, New York is really
Yeah.
strong
Shots
in
fired.
specific things, but I think Philly seems to have a broader range of like really good
Yeah.
foods, right?
Okay. New York, higher ceiling. Philly, higher floor.
Yeah, yeah, that's well
So
put.
the average place, yeah, the average place is going to be banging,
Yeah, yeah,
like or really good at least.
mhm,
Yeah, maybe not amazing, but really good.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, and you
yep.
can like then like reliably good. That's the crazy part.
That is pretty good, and that's not nothing. I mean, being dependably good is a big thing because you can go to restaurants that
Yes,
can be great on one night and terrible on another. So, how valuable is that if you can't depend on it being good? So, having that dependability is huge. Yep. Let's see.
it is. Yeah,
Henry
hard to
says,
do.
Henry says, got to get to Philly. Do it up. If you do, message me. I want to go there. I want to go too. We'll go together.
Please, yo, just let me know.
Do a
Let me
Philly
know.
con.
Yeah, share y'all on the food list.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and like we have a food map
Ooh.
that we've made on Google Maps, and
Ah.
we'll share you on it. Just and just just take your pick.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
and we'll hang out. I don't know. We'll find something good, or
Uh.
maybe I'll cook something for you. Maybe I may actually
Whoa.
make you a sandwich in person.
Oh. Look at this, like little role reversal. Joe, I appreciate you. That's really great. Now, Joe, do you fashion? It seems like you have a lot of panache for cooking. Is that something you take pride in as well?
No, but I do love it. I
Mm-hmm.
do. Well, I do like. I wish I had more time to cook. I think probably everybody feels that way, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
1000%, 1000%. Yeah.
Uh, yes, Joe is making a sandwich. We're getting into it. But I come from a family of food lovers and good home cooks.
Mm-hmm.
My dad especially is a really amazing home cook. I got some of his olives up in the pantry.
Mm-hmm.
He cures himself, and like he does like this incredible stuff. And my sister really took after him. She's just been uh, I think she's maybe even surpassed him now. She's doing really amazing stuff. A lot of really good Mediterranean cooking that she's been doing. Really anything. They're really great cooks, and I'm just like kind of like the towel boy in the kitchen. I'm just like mopping up after him. But I picked up things here and there, and as I live my life, in college and post college, I kind of taught myself quick stuff to survive, and then eventually get graduated into like learning how to do some stuff, learning how to like make a roast chicken, learning how to make a good pasta sauce, like doing your basics, getting them down. Uh, learning how to. Eventually I would start to take on some of my dad's recipes, like his like he does like a Singapore style curry, like a pineapple curry.
Wow.
Uh, he has like a legendary chili that I want to master one day, but that's a lot of work.
Chili too, nice.
Yes,
I love the breadth
the
of.
super beef.
Oh, how spicy is it? Because it doesn't have to be spicy, but sometimes it is.
I say that the chili. I mean, back in the day, my dad really went ham. He all of his stuff was spicy,
Yeah.
and he's calmed down in his older age. So but the chili stuff, the
Yeah.
chili is more smoky than spicy. It's not like
Hmm.
overly spicy. It's just got like a nice like mild heat, and then the Singapore one can be hot if you put. It all depends on how many chilies you got and like how many you put in there, and really how hot the chilies actually are, which is kind of impossible to predict. Um, so you can put a ceiling on it, but you can try, but it could be unpredictably hot depending.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, yes, but that's part of the excitement of it too, right? You just never know. That's can the
Mm-hmm.
thrill of having a bite.
You like you like spicy food?
I do. Big fan of spicy food.
My brother.
Oh yeah, your brother too. Nice, nice.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying you are my brother right now, and that you love spicy food.
Oh right. Oh, I love it. Yeah. I dig it. I dig it. So we're on the same we're on the same wavelength for real. I love it. Yeah,
Big
and
time.
it's just one of those things. Like I want to keep enjoying it as long as I can because I know that it's possible at a certain point that my health won't allow it. So like I'm savoring every moment I can have spicy food for Yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh, as somebody who ate way too much spicy food in his life, it's a good. You're on the right path.
Yeah. 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 I
Yeah.
know.
Don't go too ham.
Don't go too ham on the spicy food for sure. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that there will be consequences in that area if so, but you know,
There are.
we'll talk about food challenges another time, like spicy challenges another like later, because like we have
Yes.
so much to get to tonight. But how's that sandwich?
Yeah,
coming,
I'm sorry. We can,
how's that sandwich coming?
it's good. I'm making the avocado spread. So I started using this. The sandwich was honestly the first thing I learned how to make because I honestly actually hate cooking. It's weird. I love it and I hate. I love it when I'm doing it, but I hate that I have to do it.
Oh yeah.
So my whole life, like is built around music, and that's an enormously time consuming thing.
Yep.
And I have ADHD, and I can be enormously inefficient unless I'm develop like really quick routines. So the sandwich was a quick routine, but if putting mayo on it every day was not healthy. So I developed this. I actually learned this from my sister. You mash up some avocado with some lemon juice or lime juice or both, depending on It's basically like a baby guac, and it's just salt and pepper.
Yeah.
We're missing the onions and tomatoes, but we're gonna introduce some of that later. So I'm just making this to spread on the bread.
Okay.
And it's got some, it's got like the slight kind of
Yeah.
sweetness from the avocado and the
Mhm.
acidity from the lemon. It's gonna be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that must go really well. That must go really nicely on avocado toast. Like if you do avocado toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely want to season your avocado. I think avocado like takes the flavor of whatever it's next to, right?
Yeah.
But if you like, little citrus.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah. Yep. Joyce says, "God, this lava is in my innards, but it's so good I can't stop." Been there.
Yes, that is life. That is life, Joy. All the things we're gonna get. Yeah. I'm so sad. I look at my fridge and I look at like how I've toned down my hot sauces, and I'm like, it's fine.
What do we got now?
So
Let's see.
we might mess with this.
Ooh.
This is some Nando sauce.
Nando
I'm reading about this.
sauce.
This is from my home country. Well, I'm from America, but my family's from South Africa.
Oh, nice.
So this is like their medium is. Yeah, I know this is technically medium, but it's still quite spicy.
Wow.
It's like a very like citrusy, zesty hot sauce from South Africa.
It's good to know South Africa in on spicy food too. Let's go. Not bad. Good to know.
They've been.
I hear.
They've been. Yeah. Lots of.
Yeah.
Bird's eye chili is intense.
Right on. Joyce, is the fat peri chicken? Ooh.
That's right.
Sounds
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the peri sauce
Cool.
for sure.
Cool.
I'm making y'all like my classic sandwich.
This is pretty cool. And once the sandwich is ready, we'll go ahead and bring in the segment. I've got a pretty killer sandwich too. Although it won't be quite as ornate as yours though. Yours looks really good. Like I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Hey, well, look, you were kind enough to invite me onto your show, so I had to pull out all the stocks.
Thank you.
Make sure I had the good ingredients.
Joe, I appreciate you. I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. Like I'm honored to have you participate in sandwiches with me. It's been a really big part of what I enjoy too. That's actually one of my favorite things about the show is like I love the creativity people bring just the sandwich part of the sandwich part portion of the program, and we've had some really good creations over the years. So yeah, I'm ready.
You got any sandwich compilation? Do you have sandwich compilations like just the sandwiches?
I mean, the starting screen is closest to that, so that's what this sort of is.
Okay.
But it's not sandwiches from the show per se. I just got these from wherever. But I can modify this to include sandwiches that. Well, actually, that was for a stream. I did that one for a stream. That one
There you
there.
go. That looks good.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, that looks nice too. Yeah.
yeah,
Classic
nice
burgers.
barbecue. Yeah, and then that's just a stock photo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, yo, Davey, oh my lord.
I know. I wish I could take credit for that or this one. Like this is a Monte Cristo, and then or that one. I didn't. That came from a sandwich shop. And that's a nice
Let's see what's going on
cheeseburger.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you can see they buttered the bun on that. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hit that on the nose. Absolutely. Um. Oh, really? There's a not Nando's right outside the Magpus Hotel. That's cool.
Yeah, that's where I ate when I was there.
Oh, sweet.
I was like, I was starving after
Yeah.
the show. Oh my god! After we played Mayface, I just like it was between so many lunch plans, and then I was like wandering around. And I think Dom was trying to get everybody to like eat together, but I don't think he booked a restaurant, so we were just kind of like left to our devices to find stuff. And I found Nando's, and I was like, oh.
Nice.
Oh, it just like shot, it's like the golden chicken,
Yeah.
appeared before me. When you're that hungry,
Mhm.
when you're that hungry.
That's excellent. I love it. Now,
Yeah,
how did it
I love
compare to
Nando's.
how did that Nando's compare to the original from your homeland? Or is it about the same?
Oh man, I mean Nando's in South Africa is for sure better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean like it's just you're closer to the source. You're not importing stuff.
Right. Right.
They've done a great job bringing it overseas, and I'm just like I'm so sad that I've never lived in a well I left Baltimore and then they added Nando's in Baltimore and like but then it's not coming to New York, it's not coming to Philly. I'm like, come on, man, come on. But I love like Nando's in South Africa. So the first Nando's, I've never been there, but my dad has been there, and it was like literally out of some guy's backyard. It was like just like a grill.
Oh, legit.
Like somebody like yeah, like straight up. And yeah, making the sandwiches on Portuguese rolls, which I don't have here. I'm doing brioche.
Brioche is a good substitute. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I do like the brioche. Toast them, get them golden brown.
Oh, that does look good. Wow. Did you butter it at all, or is it just that's straight up from the toaster?
I didn't butter it. I'm being a baby about my stomach, but
no,
I
it's
should
okay.
have.
No worries. No worries.
It is not. It's not okay, Davey. It's not okay. I really should have buttered. I should have buttered the spread.
All good. You're all good though. Okay. So is it getting pretty close? Yeah, it's getting pretty close. All right. So.
All right. Yeah. You want to like really bang this out? Let's do it.
All right. Let me go ahead and bring us in. I got a little intro here, so let's do it. Here we go. Time for the sandwich of the week. All right. So let's go back to Joe and see what Joe's got cooking. Is it ready yet, or do you need some more time? Because if you do, I can do my sandwich first.
We need just another second to throw it all together.
Okay.
And then we'll be good.
Cool. So I'll start then. Here's what I got tonight. This is a shredded chicken sandwich. I've mixed this up a little bit tonight. I'm putting in it's hard to see it, but I've got barbecue sauce and Thousand Island together. And I did. Ooh. Yeah, this looks good. Now, this is on sourdough bread. I pan grilled this. This is like a grilled cheese sandwich, where I used olive oil instead of butter on the pan, and this creates a really crispy texture for the crust. I mean, for the bread, and I have these new chips which use avocado oil, which I had one just to try it, just to taste it. Really good. Like these chips are great. The shredded chicken. Yeah, this shredded chicken looks pretty fire. Now we'll go back to Joe and see this. I cannot wait to see the finished product here. This is looking.
We're almost done, baby.
Dig it.
Although maybe we can. Yes. Here we go. All right.
There you
can
go.
we see it?
We can. Just give you more of a.
So when we first tuned in, we were making the avocado spread, which is like kind of our substitute for mayo for the bread. We're using a brioche roll, sesame brioche. And then I've added some grilled chicken.
Below that grilled chicken.
This is going to be
wow.
Yeah. We just cooked this tonight. And we'll sprinkle a little bit of salt on the tomato.
Ooh.
A little bit of pepper, nothing too crazy.
Pepper's always good.
Oh, we did forget. I actually forgot. I do like a little bit of sauce. This is Nando's sauce, peri peri, African bird's eye chili.
Mmm.
This is like a zesty hot sauce.
Mm.
We'll do a little bit of this on the chicken itself as well.
Yeah.
Just drizzle it.
That looks zesty.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, it is indeed. It kicks.
Nice.
And then we'll just do some green. We're just gonna top it off with some greens. I'll be right back with the greens, and then we got it.
Look how good that is, everybody. Like, is that not a fire sandwich, y'all? Like, that just looks so good.
Yeah, I want y'all to be able to see
Wow. Ooh.
the situation.
I am loving the situation. This is a delicious situation for you, Joe. Like,
Like I said, Davey brought me to his show, so I do love sandwiches. I
ooh.
really put love into my sandwiches. We're gonna do top this off with spinach and
Ah.
arugula, and we are gonna close it out. And this is my, I
Look how
guess,
pro this
South
is.
African. Yeah, we'll do it
Nice.
like that. Just crush it down a little bit. Yeah, and
Ooh.
this is my South African chicken club. Oh, we forgot the most important thing to make to the club. How could I forget? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, chat. This is probably the most important part. We're gonna have bacon.
Bacon! Let's go.
We're gonna add bacon to the sandwich.
Wow. Even better. Have you ever. Can you possibly add bacon to something and make it less good? Never. Bacon always makes things better.
Almost never.
Yeah.
Almost never. Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, folks. Let's enjoy.
Here-
Enjoy, Joe. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, Davey. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you here, my friend.
Mm.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Your sandwich looks rad.
Thank you. Thank you. Joy says, what do you too? Thank you, Joy.
Ooh. There was my other cat showed up.
Oh.
I gotta show him. Oh, come here, big man.
Hey, buddy. Hello. Aw.
This is Jet. This is the big beast.
Jet's ready for a sandwich or two too. I can see the appetite in Jet's face.
The best crunch. Yeah, luckily he won't eat our food, but he's a treat monster. Never enough for him. He shows up on my stream sometimes. He'll hang out while I'm drawing or
Aw.
mess with me while I'm mixing a beat.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, ooh, this sandwich here.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Oh, everybody heard the crunch. Joy says, okay, I heard that crunch. Lorg, such good crunch. Thank you, Andrew. Ooh, that looks great. That looks great. That's a hearty sandwich, Joe. Enjoy. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at the inside of that. Man, that is. Oh yeah. That is one nice house of succulents and crunch. There's some crunch in there too, I'm sure, right?
Thank you. Oh, it's got the bacon, it's got the greens, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh wow. Oh damn. Oh, yeah, the bacon. Yeah. Okay.
Right, bacon sitting.
So, oh yeah. I love a pulled chicken sandwich too, by the way. And then we got the barbecue plus the 1,000. Yo, how's that working out?
Surprisingly good. I was completely uncertain in how well those would go together. Surprisingly good.
I think I'm actually kind of not surprised. It sounds amazing.
Yeah. Because you got the
Yeah,
tang
it
of the
sounds
barbecue.
freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really worked out. It's really worked out. Because you've got it's like it's creamy, it's tangy, it's kind of all coming together. So it's like I'm really happy with it. I will do this again.
Mm.
Would do 10 times out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
or would repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's such a great idea to feature a different sandwich every time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It does. It makes me want to go through the archives and like, what are all the recipes?
It's
You
a
know?
fun. That would be a fun journey. Like, if I just had a website with just the sandwiches that we've had on the show, like throughout the years, like that would be a lot of work. It'd be a lot of work, but it'd be worth it. It'd be worth it though.
Yeah, it'd probably be a lot of work. So I didn't mean to like Be like, here's all this editing.
No. You're good. You're
But
good. You're good. I mean, but as you go through each of the shows, you're going to see it anyway. Like, we do keep all of our past VODs on YouTube. So with the old VODs are over there. And yeah, each time you go on, you can see what the sandwich was. So it's always fun to see what everyone came up with. Yeah, we've had some wild ones, like they've ranged from amazing, spectacular, simple, but simple is sometimes really good, and you'd be surprised like which ones really hit and which ones really hit.
yeah,
there really hasn't been a bad sandwich on so far. So
I think that's my favorite thing about sandwiches. Period,
Mhm.
is that they're just the simplest thing that anyone can make. It was the first. I didn't know how to cook, right? But it introduced me to cooking, to just the simple idea of layering things. You're layering flavor and you're layering texture. And that's like a decent enough introduction to cooking when you think about like deconstructing a sandwich and turning it into a salad and just removing the bread, or like making like some kind of like paste or sauce out of like all the ingredients. Uh, it's or just like what are the combinations of these flavors? Where do those combinations show up with different ingredients? Uh, yeah, that's I think what sandwiches ultimately did for me. They were that gateway into combining things, uh, which I think that's probably ends up being the thing that gets me into every you know piece of music or musical system or musical idea or game or anything. It's always this idea of layers, building out layers
yeah.
and combinations and synergies.
It's a good analogy, Joe, because when you record music, it's much the same. You start with the bass, literally bass in music, and on sandwiches, it's like the bread. Yeah, there it is. Yep. And then you're layering on percussion. Like I don't know what percussion is in the sandwich. Maybe lettuce. I'm not sure, but
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
your lead would be the primary meat or primary ingredient, and then you can add textures and layers to that. And spice would be like your base, and you moving up the levels and adding filters, as like the
Yeah,
sauces.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. I'd say like the citrus and the hot sauces are the higher frequencies.
yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Spice is different. Spice hits every taste bud, so I imagine spice would be like white noise,
Mm-hmm.
like a really like aggressive like saw wave or like no, it's not even saw wave. It's like just like a staticky white noise sound,
Mm-hmm.
like something really intense and dissonant. That's what spice would be, because it's just overloading everything.
Well, yeah, especially if it's like really, really, if it's really intense, like if it's really spicy, definitely that's a good. That's probably
Yeah,
spot on.
yeah,
And then yeah, I mean, like how like when you play guitar, you have different guitars for different types of sounds, and like the same thing with sandwiches, you have different types of breads that which will give you
yeah,
different moods.
yeah. But oh man, the bread is the most important part of the sandwich.
Yeah, yeah,
I say, yeah, yeah. I wish I had better bread for this sandwich, because this bread is good. It's tasty, and it's good if you want something quick, but it doesn't hold together. It like the sandwich is like definitely a little loosey goosey. I would want it to be a little sturdier. I got more filling than bun here, and I think that's a little bit of a sandwich sin, because as I'm eating it, I don't want it to fall out. I want there to be like a good ratio of bread to the rest of the ingredients.
yeah. I hear that.
Little feedback. Yeah, Joy, I'm giving myself feedback.
I like you, Joey. Yeah, but do enjoy the rest of the stand. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and bread does it. It's true. Like sometimes you have a burger and it's like the burger can be overwhelming. Like it's so big, like the patty's so big,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard
Mm.
to manage it because it's like it soaks the bread or the bun. The bun gets so thin, and then it's hard to hold
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I totally agree. I'm a big fan of smash burgers, like the flat patties.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, yeah, I guess like maybe it's a Maryland thing, Five Guys. But Five Guys isn't the be all and end all. I like a nice like I like it when the burger is flat. I think it's easier to eat. It's more I think it actually tastes better a lot of the time. I'm not like, I guess I'm not a big red meat guy, but like, yeah, I have to like really chew into that burger. By the time I'm halfway through it, I am already kind of getting full almost.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a big patty, I just um I like the backyard grill, like fresh off the grill, like smash burger patty. Style for me
Oh
all
yeah, I
day.
mean, there's definitely
Yeah,
there's definitely a thing, right? I mean, it's definitely a good mood.
yeah,
Definitely a good mood for the summer too. Like it's really great for the summertime.
yeah,
Nice little char on the
yeah,
outside, and Five Burgers does five burgers, Five
yeah,
Guys does that pretty well.
yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Joyce is conversely a sandwich that has too much bread is just nah. That ratio has to be just right.
Yeah.
Valid, very valid. Because like,
Very valid.
oh man, you ever have that burger where it's like the patty's so embarrassingly small that it's like, where is it? you bite and you just
Yeah,
get
like
most
what
of
is the? Yeah, like what did I buy here? Yeah, and you don't want a dry sandwich or burger, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like too much bread is gonna dry it all up. Just mop it all up. Yeah, never go wrong with a good burger. That's right. Midnight Burger,
Hey
the
Dom,
king, Dom Palmobi.
how we doing?
Hmm.
Give a shout to our friend Dom Palmobi. Can never go wrong with a good burger for sure, for real. Yeah, smash
Yo,
burgers are definitely. I think
Dom.
there are a lot of good smash burgers in your area too, Joe. Like there's like Philly's got some good ones. I've heard.
Yeah, we got a place right around the corner called Spot Burger. Although
Hey,
I guess they do a smash burger, but they also do a thick, juicy patty that's really good. Like their burgers are good. Um, but yeah, yo, that you know what though?
mm-hmm.
I don't know enough burger places around here.
Oh
That's
wow.
I gotta figure that out. Like I'm thinking about there's one new place called Bad Brother that we want to check out. It looks like they do a really good burger, but I do not know I do not know all the burger joints in town.
Yeah,
That's a gap.
I mean, it's only a matter of time. And Dom actually has good advice here. Any local bar that doesn't suck will probably cook it up with a burger.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Big facts. I have a local bar and they do like a kind of fancy looking burger and I
Mhm.
don't trust them because whenever anybody tries to make a fancy burger, it never tastes good. But when it's like this simple thing, it's always the best.
Mhm.
So I'm like really afraid of trying their burger.
Interesting.
But it does seem like a good bar. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on where it is, right? Sometimes it'll surprise you, but your point is
Yeah.
overarching point is pretty valid because like if you're trying to do too much with the burger, then it's kind of like you know it's like well it just kind of defeats the purpose of it, and, so on and so forth. But yeah, yeah, he's cooking with his elder culture, and I love it.
Yeah, Dom, you know I had to do it.
Let's
I
go.
had to do it to him. Making some sandwiches. Mm.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's great to have you here, Dom. Thanks for joining in tonight. I um Tom is the fellow that's put this entire game night band together, and it's kind of neat to see how it's come along. And you've got to come together for Game Night Volume 1, and it was so popular, it was so good that there was a sequel, Game Night Volume 2. And oh, thank you for the follow, Tom. Thanks, nice to have you here. Appreciate you. And John is a very skilled drummer, of course, who streams as well, does a lot of cool jazz on stream and things like that.
Mm.
But
Dom just got off of tour with Patrick Bartley in San Francisco.
wow, no kidding. What a cool gig. Cheers to you, Bo.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like it was awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Joyce is huge for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Describe how long have you known Dom, and how would you remember the formation of the Game Night band? Like, have you known each other for a while beforehand?
Well, I was not there for Volume 1,
Mm-hmm.
although Dom and I mean, I guess Patrick Bartley is relevant because Patrick Bartley was, through J Music, my introduction to the VGM scene. And it was through Pat that we met. Pat and I officially met at a gig at Smoke, which is a jazz club in New York. We were playing together with my longtime drummer Julian Edmond and this gospel legend named Quinnell Gaskin, who's an organ player. And we got to talking after the show about Smash and like how much we love playing Smash and how similar it is to jazz.
Yeah.
You know, being jazz musicians who have also like played like Melee and just Smash games in general. And Pat's a big Ultimate player; he's really good. We were just talking about how like you are selecting options in time, based off of the options that your opponents or collaborators, whatever, are choosing. And you're improvising, or your combo is basically your solo line. You got to hit the chord changes along the way, but still have a through line, and you have to land your phrase, or you have to KO your opponent at the end of the combo. You have to resolve, right? There are all these like analogies that come up. So anyway, we were talking, and I was like, my dream is always to have like a Smash tournament that's also a live show where we play the music and we jam to it, and people switch back and forth between these things. And he's like, okay. He's like, and then like however many months later, he starts the Black Cat sessions, and that ends up being what rolls into that. Eventually grew into OS NYC. But those Black Cat sessions, around 2017, 18, 19, I want to say ish. No, it would have been, around that time. Dom, you'll have to correct me. Those sessions were really awesome. And that's where you would have run into, Pat and Dom and Max Boyko and Jasper. There were a lot of us, like, the Melee Jazz contingent, the just like the people who knew Pat from the J Music and the VGM world. Everybody was kind of coming together. And that's where I met Dom. Dom was sitting in one night.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just showed up to play like Smash with everybody, and then sit in if they were down to let me. And Pat was like, "Yeah, come on, sit in." So I sat in, and Dom sat down, and he was killing. We played Sorry, a song. This tempo right here. I was like, I better play fast. And I guess maybe Dom and I were feeling each other's playing, and so we exchanged numbers in usual musician fashion. Never heard from each other for like at least a couple years, and then he hits me up, one day out of the blue, and he's like, "Hey, you want to play this gig?" He was doing the 4-year stream anniversary, and I was just super duper lucky to get the call. Honestly, to play with like I think one of the most killing bands in VGM history, in my humble opinion. It was just such an incredible lineup. Patrick Bartley himself, Dave Pollock, Carlos Insane in the Rain, Eni, Trevor Gomes, 88-bit. Is he 8-bit or is he 88-bit? He's 8-bit, right? Is he 8-bit music? Trevor Gomes.
I believe he's 88-bit.
Yeah, insane. Yeah. Ryan Slacko, Juna Sarita came all the way from Japan. He's 88. Yeah. That was the band. That band is crazy. Yeah. Dom has this, Trevor's 88-bit music on Twitch only. Yo, that's what I'm saying with Trevor. Come on, Trevor. Yeah, but yeah, it was like an incredible band. And Dom is an incredible band leader. He knows how to put these people together. And we rehearsed like maybe a couple times. I don't know. And then it was just like this great night. And that's how, and then from there I was like, look out. And I decided like before that gig, I was like, look, everybody's so good. Like this is top notch. Nobody knows who I am, other than Pat and Dom, I guess. Like I better kill it. I have to kill this. And so I practiced the music really hard. Like I practiced it. I wanted to make sure that even if I couldn't play it from memory, it was like close. So if I had the music in front of me, I'd have enough reference. But I really wanted to get the music right. And we've been playing ever since. We're about to play next August. We're going to do a little mini tour, play OS. August 16th, I want to say, and then August 17th we'll go down to Baltimore, my hometown, to play Bit Brigade.
Nice.
Where Dom will be headlining. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
And it's gonna be a good time. Yeah. Super. And props to Dom. Props on getting the headliner gig. That's awesome. Great stuff. Bit Jam Fest. Let's go. Yeah, man.
Super cool. Now, homecoming in Baltimore. That sounds like a great time. I do see a lot of conventions in Baltimore. It seems like a really happening city for conventions.
Yeah, Otakon goes there. That was the first convention I ever went to. I think it's Otakon in Baltimore.
Cool. Yeah. And you're talking about having to keep pace. VGM music can be very frenetic, right? Like it makes sense. Like that's quite a challenge, I can imagine. But how does it feel? Now that you've gotten the go ahead. I'm sorry.
VGM music. Some of it's hard. I think most of it is you know, like if you want to play fast, just play a lot of scales. Like play your scales, play them in all 12 keys, and
Yeah.
then and every time you change keys, increase the metronome speed.
Oh.
And you do that for a year, and
Mhm.
you'll get fast. Like if you have to push your, like you have to change your, you know, you have to keep pushing your range up.
Mhm.
Like once you beat your top speed, you have to then go to the next,
Mhm.
you know, the next level. Uh, it's like Goku turning up the gravity in the time chamber of the spaceship.
Mhm.
Uh, it just do that, and then the fast stuff won't be hard. The hard stuff is playing with taste and having good feel and interpretation. And playing with soul, that's hard.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'd say. And then I mean the frenetics. I write a lot of frenetic and crazy and complicated music. I write a lot of stuff on odd time signatures. So all that stuff is like I'm really at home. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
I just really enjoy it. Yeah, it's like fun. It's stimulating for me. It's challenging. Uh, so like VGM is it is like, man, it was something that I wanted to do, and I think that I at the time, coming from a jazz background, at that particular moment, or like jazz, rock, and hip hop, I guess was like were the worlds I was living in,
Mhm.
and VGM was seen as uncool, and I was afraid of what ultimately did kind of happen a little bit to Patrick, where like his jazz peers were like turned their noses up at the fact that
Oh,
he
that's
played
not
anime
fair.
music and video game music.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, but the jazz world is like that, you know,
Really?
and people are petty. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they hold a lot of like false importance around tradition.
Oh,
And
I
it's not that
hate.
tradition. It's not that tradition isn't important. It's
Mhm.
just that like people use it as an excuse to, you know, for various things. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was afraid to do VGM, and I looked because I loved it and I wanted to do more. I love Final Fantasy, all the music from Final Fantasy VII, the music from Final Fantasy 12, the stuff from Donkey Kong, like you know, all the stuff from Melee was great. Like you know, I wanted to play these songs, but a lot of my friends were like, we can't really do that. There was only a couple of my friends who were down, so I didn't have the people around to play with. But meeting Pat and Dom and just all the awesome people in the scene, Chris Williams, didn't mention Chris. Chris was also in the band, uh, and Chris is like so important, like to the whole scene, like in so many ways. I just think like meeting these people now, I can make the crazy music, you know, with Good Luck Have Fun now. I can make the batshit music, the really crazy stuff
Mhm.
that is hard because these guys can play it. They can play anything, and they
Right.
love VGM audience can they can listen they can understand and appreciate complex stuff. They love that.
Yeah.
I love y'all. I love y'all for that. God bless y'all. For real.
Yeah. Big time shout out to the people who the connoisseurs of VGM and video games, right? Because
Yeah.
it takes a special talent to be able to play that kind of music. I don't think people really give it enough credit to how good that music is. It's really good. Like even from the beginning, like even like
Yeah.
old arcade games had really good music. You know, it's just it's really incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. GLHF band. Yep. Joy, dig it. And Joyce says those people, the jazz snobs, don't see the importance of VGM. To be honest, I agree. And Joe, is it fair to say that I would say VGM is more relevant overall than jazz, even jazz would be these days?
What is irrelevant? You have to be careful with the word relevant because
Right,
like
right.
that can mean a lot of different things to different people.
Maybe
You
pervasive
know,
is
like
maybe
I think.
pervasive is the word, not relevant, but
Well, I mean, but I think no, I know what you mean. If you mean what I think you're meaning, and the answer is absolutely yes.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
mean, like it's not even that it's more prevalent than jazz. It's more prevalent and relevant than like a lot of different styles of music. You
yeah.
know, maybe not like mainstream pop,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's VGM is now becoming commercial. It's like making the transition into bigger games. We have our first Grammy winners with Charlie Rosen and Button Masher. Uh, that it's not so much even that VGM is like more pervasive than other genres. Is that video games as a form of media is more popular than any other than TV or film now. And it's rewriting the shape of our cultural language. It's you know it's embedded in the memes. It's embedded in the music.
Yeah,
It's it's part of how we think about things. Game like the way that we think about game systems, like infiltrates the way that we think about life and work and the economy.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
uh, Like we're a gamified culture now.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say. Like back when I back when I was playing with Pat with J Music, he insisted that it was still subculture, but I guess I'm always trying to live in the future, and I'm like, nah, it's coming up, or it's already there. But now you just see it. Like I grew up, and I had to hide the fact that I played Dungeons and Dragons from people and Magic. I had to, I got made fun of for uh, like liking Dragon Ball Z or anime, like these. But I've heard now I've taught middle schoolers, who are drawing Goku on their binders just like I was. But now they're the cool kids.
Right. They're not getting shamed for it anymore. It's great.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
it's great. Yes, as somebody who was actively shamed for it.
Right.
Not like all the time, but like enough to remember it, and it's so beautiful to see. And MagFest was like paradise for me because it's all love and it's all appreciation, and there's no shaming of any kind of no yucking anyone's yum. Everybody is just appreciating.
That is amazing. I love that so much. I really do. Rahomo checking in the chat says, y'all should read Ray Musica's dissertation, a rationale for the inclusion of video game music in collegiate jazz curricula.
Please, Rahomo, can you send that? Can you link that in the chat? I'd love to actually read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've got a link, we'll take
if there is a link for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll look it up.
And
rationale for the inclusion of video game music in collegiate jazz curricula. Yeah, that's the door they're gonna have to barge down. I'm gonna be honest with you. But there are some colleges that would probably really readily embrace it. But that's otherwise you're gonna have to come in with a grand level battering ram to get that in there.
Yeah, I see what I see.
But yes, I do agree though, with the dissertation.
Yeah.
Before reading it, I probably agree.
Yep. Joyce says, makes me so happy to hear about kids being supportive creatively. Me too. That's so cool to see that.
Yeah.
It is really great.
And I guess I will say one more thing is that watch Adam Neely's video on the VGM scene, where he covers Dom and OS, and as well as the big band and MagFest, and he talks about the whole thing. I think that video coupled with that dissertation would make a really good case.
Right.
For the connection between the process of jazz and the repertoire of VGM.
Yep. Dom says specifically the VGM jazz scene. Absolutely. It's big time. Let me catch up on some other things in chat. Let's see. Speaking about Baltimore conventions, MagFest. That's right. That's a big one. BetGen Fest. And then Hendu adds, oh my gosh, Okoton. That was my first convention. Nice.
Otakon, yeah. Me too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, Hindu. Yeah. It's that was such a blast. I got a real cell of Cell, like an animation cell of the character Cell, and I lost it. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Wow. Oh, you lost it though. Oh, dang it. But it's cool that you got it at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Dom says, I'd say video is a good case of the current state of the VGM scene because there's been a lot of other musicians, bands doing VGM stuff for over 20 years. Oh, the video you were talking about. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Adam Neely video. Yeah. He really kind of gives you the kind of current state of affairs. Mm-hmm. And you even see us.
Yeah, you all are in it. That's even better. But why not? Because you all are killing it with the VGM right now. Dom says, but it's definitely taken by storm over the last 5+ years.
Yeah. It's literally we've just been right in the thick of it, and it's kind of like blindsided me. I don't even know what to think sometimes. Like it's all happened so fast, especially like I've been known by musicians in New York for a long time as a guitar player. Mm-hmm. But I've never been known in the VGM scene before, and like when I was thrust on these big stages with all these like essentially like superstars and celebrities like Charlie Rosen, like and Dom Palmobi and like all these people, like I'm like I'm nobody knows who I am. Who am like? What am I gonna do? like, I just it just feels like I'm riding this tidal wave,
Yeah.
But I just felt so at home at the same time. It felt like where I belonged, Like I'm such a huge nerd, and I love music so much, and Mag just brings all of that together. all that. It's so cool.
Yeah, I love the
And
serendipity of that.
we just got to. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it gives us an opportunity to kind of build, I suppose, and show
Yep.
people like kind of what we're cooking, you know, and where we're trying to take the music.
That's fat. That's rad. That's rad. I'm for that's rad for sure. Now Dom adds Adam got a lot of heat for some people thinking it was the start origins of the scene specifically because there were people doing it for over 20 years already at that point. It's a really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Mainly because Adam's point of view is on the outside looking in.
Yeah,
makes sense.
And he's coming. So Adam's like a little bit more, maybe more from my perspective, in the sense that he like, you know, is video game adjacent, but is really coming at it just more as a musician, right? Who loves like fusion music, and VGM has such like a rich like kind of jazz fusion tradition, just like kind of by de facto, right? So like he's played in Dom's band, and you know, I think he's touring with Button Master coming up in the fall, and like that guy, like yeah, he's looking at a little bit more from the outside, like being a jazz musician, right? But not being like a fully integrated member of the VGM scene. He's got it's like a little bit of a different perspective to he and I. This looks like what the VGM scene is. Like we don't know what the stuff was before it, you know. We weren't tuned in the way that like Dom and Chris and Pat were back then.
Right.
So like we have to think, you know, like so we're coming at it like, oh, isn't this cool? Like they found a way to make jazz relevant to young audiences. And the music is just so phenomenal, right?
Oh, for sure.
But we don't know the whole picture.
Yeah, and definitely.
This year has been me learning it, you know.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. There's definitely so much backstory to it too, and I think the backstory of VGM is as long and as storied and as deep as video games themselves. You know, it goes back many years.
Absolutely.
Imagine.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
I always wondered like what
absolutely sure.
The evolution was that lent video game music into this kind of genre, into this kind of style, because you know when they were inventing sound on video games, you just had simple beeps and boops, and it was interesting to see just how it settled into being such a really lush and fantastic form of music. It is so cool to see that happen. Because I didn't, you know, who would have known back then like that would have been the case? But if you think about it, that actually made sense because even like some of the oldest games you can think of, like even Pac-Man has a great theme. Like it's a basic theme, but it's really great. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So
a melody doesn't need, you know, a melody doesn't need the instrument that it's written on or for, like necessarily. If it can just live on any instrument.
Yeah.
More or less, right? It can just. And so like that's the power of a great theme.
Yeah.
And early video game music is just riddled with themes like that because they didn't really have the atmospheric or orchestrational tools at their disposal. It's all like polyphonic music with like, you know, like 2 to 4 voices a lot of the time in the early days, right?
Yeah.
Or, like even the Pokemon, like the early Pokemon music I think back to is like fiercely complex stuff, but it's like 3 or 4 instruments total, or like or voices, you know, like just it's really wild.
It's remarkable how much music you can create with only 3 or 4 voices, right? And like one of them was like was like a noise voice for that was your percussion, and they did a great job with it. Like it sounded really good. So let's see. Joyce says, often the simplest things are the most iconic. Absolutely. You know,
for sure. Yeah. I think Nobuo Uematsu got some heat recently for saying that, like, you know, VGM is stagnant because people don't have those same limitations of the tools, so they're not being forced to write good themes. Instead, they're doing kind of like the Hollywood blockbuster aesthetic of like large chords that are like orchestrated across like brass and strings, and like it's like these big pads and swells, but there's no melody that you can sing, or there are very few melodies, you know, kind of they're kind of spread throughout, but they're like little motives, perhaps not full themes. Maybe there's one theme for the game itself, but the rest is like, you know, kind of like orchestral background music.
I know what you're saying. There's no definitive melody.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you know what, regular movie soundtracks have gone the same way. Movie soundtracks kind of evolved into that point too. And it's like,
Yeah.
right, and it's just like it's kind of there, it's atmospheric, but then what is the actual theme? I see what you're saying. Like it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And Joy's saying, but then Void Compass exists, and then See a Star. So there are lots of indie games too that are like still making. There's still people who make great themes, like Dale North
Mm-hmm.
for Wizard of Legend wrote like such a beautiful suite for like it's like a piece for each element, like fire, water, lightning, earth, air, and he uses a full orchestra. That's the cool part.
Cool.
But it everything's built around these melodies that are really catchy. You'll see. Well, we're gonna play them one day with GLHF.
Oh, I'm looking forward.
It's yeah. This is the thing. I'm trying to find themes, and when I look at the new games, it's hard to find melodies that can translate into the idiom that or translate rather outside of the idiom that it was written in.
Yeah. Joe's game. Love it. Yep. Well,
gotta find the old, either dig to the old stuff or find these new gems like Sea of Stars, where they got like a really great melody that we can bust out, or like a boss battle that we can play.
Yeah, it is surprising that the video games don't try that, because like I feel like you can connect with a game more if you did have like an iconic kind of theme or a melody or some kind of thing to identify it by. I mean, commercials do that. Like McDonald's has the da 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 da. It's like, right?
I'm loving it.
Yeah, everybody knows what that is. Like, and ESPN has like the da 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 da, and it's like,
da 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 da. That's Sports Center. Da 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 da. These little like pieces of melody, they mean something.
Yeah,
and it's like. I think atmosphere is great. I think texture is great. I think orchestration, all those things are really important. Production, mixing, all of these things are really important. And I don't want to diminish them, but they're window dressing for a melody. Like a piece of music, like, is the melody really when it comes down to it. I think I've gone back and forth on this point a lot, and it may seem a little bit narrow at times, and I know that it has limitations, but I think music is maybe melody itself. I don't think that sound is the same thing as music. And I think that if you're working in the province of sound and you don't have some kind of theme, the piece it struggles to retain its own identity. What is there that you are taking away from that? What sticks in your memory out of, if it's just chord, other chord, like and I get that there's lots of stuff to listen to there. There may be a really cool beat, there may be a really exciting like synthesizer or like string swell that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Like, these are all great things that are happening, but like, there's not really I guess maybe it's because melodies are phrasing and they so closely mirror the patterns of speech, and that they have beginnings and middles and ends, and they have punctuation, and they have rhythm and cadence. We remember them like we remember poems or rhymes. In a way, a melody is a musical rhyme in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah, it's well said.
Yeah. I struggle to articulate it in a way that feels inclusive, but I think that when we focus too much on sound, we get lost in the soup.
I think the one item I would point to that could also go alongside melody as an identifier is percussion. Like, there's specific beats, there's specific like drum fills that I think you could use as an identifier or something. So
like the beat for So Fresh and So Clean. You know that drum beat?
I probably would if I heard it. I just didn't. Maybe I didn't connect it.
I can try to beatbox it. It's like.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a very distinct pattern.
Yeah.
I think I consider that drum beat to be a melody.
Oh, okay.
But I don't consider like most drum beats that are just like a repetitive 4-bar loop to be like a complete musical idea. Because it's just I think a loop is a smaller musical idea that builds a groove that larger narratives can be built over.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I love that. So yeah, I mean, the greatest drum fills, the greatest drums can be melodies onto themselves. I think
Yeah, you can sing them.
that's solid. You're right, actually. You can sing them. That's true.
Yeah,
Um,
if it's just a low pitch and a high pitch.
yeah, yeah. That's very much so. Let's go to Henry's comment. Henry says, "I feel like the newer Zelda games have fallen into the trap." That's, by the way, I've not seen them, so that's unfortunate news to me. That's a bummer if that's true. I put on hundreds of hours into those games, but can think of maybe or three melodies from them. But then you go back to like Wind Waker, solid melodies. Yeah.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
And Twilight Princess and all these games. In defense of Breath, in defense of all atmospheric movie and game soundtracks, I'm not saying that they're bad. They just accomplish a different effect. And I like Breath and Tears' implementation of that atmosphere way more than I like any other games. The use of the piano, the use of like strange haunting samples and synthesizers in conjunction with that. However, though, if you do want to pick out some themes from those games, my band did actually play a couple of them live at our first show. We did the theme from the Shrine Battle, which I actually think is kind of catchy, albeit is a very crazy piece rhythmically. But yeah, I think that Shrine Battle is a really cool one. And then the main theme from Tears of the Kingdom. It sucks that you don't really hear it outside of, I think, maybe the beginning of the game and the end of the game. And so it's a pity that you don't hear that melody kind of ringing through. But I think the game wouldn't work if it didn't have that like almost uncomfortable silence present. And if you listen really closely to the little piano riffs, or just the little ostinatos that kind of flit across the wind in that game, there are actually little Zelda melodies from all of the previous games kind of woven in. But it's just the little tiniest germ of the melody. So they're like kind of melodic Easter eggs. So they are there, but they're not in the forefront the way that you want them to be. So I
I
feel
gotcha.
you.
That's subtle. Wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to listen for that if I ever
Yeah.
play that game. Yeah. Well,
Okay, Henry knows.
Henry's caught him.
Okay,
Okay. Cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he knows. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's always nice to revisit. I mean, the Mario games are the same thing. They would always revisit the old theme in certain parts of the game, and it's very good.
Sure.
It's very good to have that callback.
Did you play Did you play the new one, by the way?
No,
By any chance, the new Mario game?
How is it? What do you think of it?
It's fun. It's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time.
Cool.
Yeah, it's got a little co-op, little like kind of like baby brother co-op mode, and
yeah,
it's just chill, and and the music's really good too. It does what you're talking about. They bring back the old.
I think you never have to worry about that. You generally never have to worry about it with Mario. There's never been a bad soundtrack. They're all been really good.
Yeah. Never.
For Smash, who's your go-to character? Do you have one?
Oh, yeah, Falco.
Ooh, like it. I like it.
Yeah, I'm just one of the billion net play Falcos out there, I suppose.
I can imagine. That's a popular choice.
It is, yeah. Especially, I play Melee. Mm-hmm. I think he's like. Do you play Smash?
Every once in a while, I do. Yeah, because my sisters and my cousins get into it all the time. So whenever in my hometown, we jump in on Smash every now and again. Yeah, good times.
Beautiful.
Do you ever? I never really know what I'm doing, but I have fun anyway. It's always fun.
Oh, it's such a great game. It's my favorite game of all time. Super Smash Brothers Melee specifically, and Falco's maybe the most popular character online. And he's so fun. He's maybe the most fun and cool character to play. I used to main Sheik, who's a very dry character. She grabs you and she throws you down, and she grabs you and she throws you down. She grabs you and she throws you. You try to roll away, but then she follows you and she grabs you and she throws you down.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't getting a lot of enjoyment out of playing Sheik for a year, and then I saw Falco like shooting his laser, and I saw how he could kind of control space and movement, and I was like, that's just cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw the way he moved around. It was really the gun. The fact that it canceled all the landing lag every time you landed with the laser. Was like pretty filthy. I was like, all right, I have to try that out. And then I just never looked back. I was like, wow, this character is really cool. So So, and also he was easier to short hop with than Sheik, and I really wanted to learn how to short hop, so that was it
Ooh.
too. And I just never looked back. Falco has been my main ever since.
Yeah, I mean, if you're feeling it, if you're getting a rhythm with a character, that's the way you go. I mean, it was no different than with any other fighting game ever. You know, like Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 3. You know, going through the years, you always find your characters that work for you, and it's pretty. And of course, Smash just takes it to a completely different dimension. Like you have like 100 characters to select from rather than 8.
Especially Ultimate.
Yeah.
Though the game like Melee is like has a cast of like I don't know 20 some characters, like 26 characters, and like maybe I think probably like 12 of them are viable, like half the cast are viable. But the game has persisted for 21 years, and like the meta game is still changing. Like people just discovered that Donkey Kong is actually a pretty good character. He just won a major tournament. He beat like one of the very best I think the best Captain Falcon. Yeah. Like so you just never know, you know, with that game. Like people are like such fiends, and they're always grinding and coming up with new weird tech. Like Link in that game just can drop his bomb and re-grab it over and over again and like slide across the ground. There's some kind of filthy bomb wave dash. I've never seen that before. Like why this game is 21, 22 years old? What's going on? Crazy.
Ray, what's going on? Ray's in the chat too. What's up, Ray? Shout out to Ray Music.
Yeah, Dom's saying Dom plays a filthy Piranha Plant in Ultimate.
Yeah, so Dom's saying Piranha Plant on Ultimate is my main. Dig it. And then Jump says, Joyce says, I play Falco sometimes in Luigi. And Hendu says, I main random. That's pretty much what I do. But I did have a little run where I was playing as ROB the robot for a while. Which is just the most random character imaginable for that. Hey, Ray, good to see you. And guest Joe.
Ray, we need you. I really want to read your dissertation, Ray.
Yo, it's
Send it over.
It's a great title for a dissertation. So you already caught the attention of like all the people reviewing your work. That sounds amazing. So, Ray says, careful, it's 171 pages.
Oh, I'm bring it on, buddy.
Ooh,
sounds delicious.
Joe's here for it.
I mean it when I say I will read it. It's if it's in defense of VGM in jazz curriculums, I need to read it. Very important.
Yeah, sounds juicy. Yeah, good weekend read. Yep. Yeah. I think it's kind of average for a dissertation. I don't remember dissertations being less than that. Really, like they tend to be pretty beefy, right? Trying to remember. Like usually you're at least over 100, I would think. It's been a while, but just thinking, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dom is featured in the paper. Ray, that's so cool.
Ray, no way, really? Yo.
Awesome.
That's cool. Well, congrats. That's super rad, Dom. That's awesome. Let's see.
Let's try to push to get more VGM in jazz curriculums.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Dig it. Dom's a thing, folks. That's what I'm gathering from that. That's a good takeaway. Ray says, yes, evidence that VGM qualifies for Jazz College and earlier. Nice. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah.
If you just look at everybody, just go watch the 4-year stream anniversary, go watch the MagFest performance. If you look at everybody who plays in the band, they're all jazz musicians. We all went to Jazz College.
Mm-hmm.
We all learned the tradition. We studied the standards. Mm-hmm. We're playing this music now. That should tell them something. This is what we're doing with the training they gave to us.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it too. I believe it as well. I mean, that's not like someone would just go in and like learn a few things in Casio and then be a VGM player. It takes pretty solid skill to play these themes, to play these pieces, right? Like,
yeah.
Going back, yeah. Playing VGM
standards? Playing VGM standards. Now, there are Koji Kondo was a jazz musician, basically, you know, or at least somebody who deeply admired and appreciated the tradition, and it's there, it's all there in his music. It's how he writes, and you can see it in many other composers. Yeah.
All right.
Nobu especially.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. Just citing some really, really great composers for video games over the years too, Joe. So let's give everybody. We have a really great crowd in our chat tonight. So let's give you all an opportunity to ask questions of Joe in what we call America's favorite moment. Well, one of them anyway. In Twitch broadcasting. Wait, hold on. In Twitch broadcasting. There it is.
Do the dance. It's time for random questions. Great stuff. Ask us anything.
I think that paper is getting some traction, Ray. I hope that we would be grateful to have a link if you got one. So
Yeah, I'll send it to like all my old professors. Like, please send it to me. I'll send it to Dr. Dempsey. Dr. Dempsey would be like, cool, this will make us more money. Let's go. More students will come. I don't
that's
know.
kind of my angle too.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think it'll make the curriculum more appealing to people like applying for classes and things. I really do.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, if the schools aren't getting on this, it's that they're very protective of the tradition, and that does make sense.
Mm.
We don't want we really don't want this music to be forgotten.
Yeah.
We want it to be appreciated, and it's already like pretty underrepresented in kind of like in people's like kind of collective conscious and memory. It exists in fragments, and I do want a world where people like still like know more of their musical history.
But
we got to move forward.
Here is the link. I
All
see
right.
it in the chat. Let's go.
Yeah. That's what's up. Thank you, Ray.
That's not getting pinned to the top at all. Ray, thank you for the post. Thank you for the link.
Yeah, this is great. Great abstract, looking good.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone else has checked that, there's the link. Thank you, Ray. You're very kind to share that. Hey, our homo's pinned. Boom. Love it. Okay, so
aside from the Philly cheesesteak.
right. I mean, definitely jump. I mean, jump on that. I just said that. But yeah, if Philly cheesesteak, definitely if you have the means to do it, I would do it too. Like, and I wouldn't be that particular about where to select because I understand that you get a steak anywhere in Philadelphia, it's going to be good. I feel like most of them are pretty solid.
They are. No, I'd say, yeah. But
Yeah.
I guess don't ask me because I haven't had one here yet. So yeah. Joy asked, what kind of food should I get when I come down to Philly on Wednesday for my show?
Mhm.
That's right. So I have a show Wednesday, July 31st at Philomocha in Philadelphia. It's my first Philadelphia show. I'm opening for Disco Cactus and Magnificent Danger Brass Band. And Dom Palmobi should be joining me on drums, along with Chris Williams on trumpet and Tony Solis on bass. And I cannot wait. It's going to be crazy, crazy show. And before that show, if there is time, or after, depending what you should get, I guess my go-to is Love and Honey fried chicken. It's the best fried chicken in Philadelphia, if you like fried chicken. But I guess my counter question is, what kind of cuisine are you looking for? Yeah, Hindu is going to be great.
That's a good follow-up question, Joe, because like you'll have an answer for all of them. So
yeah, or most of them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I hope. I guess the Indian, I have to find a new Indian place, but there are a couple things I could maybe get into and recommend.
Yeah.
But it's like endless. It's endless. About 75 for Vietnamese. Mon, if you can get a table for Thai. Soraya is my favorite restaurant in Philly. That's a Lebanese place, but that's a little fancy. But if you want good Middle Eastern food, we can go to West Philly, and go to Marrakesh. We can go to Ethiopian in West Philly. We can get Dora Bet and get some like Ethiopian fried chicken, or just classic Ethiopian. I don't know. See, there's a Filipino place that opened up right around the corner from us. That's really good. But there's also one down South Philly. So if you like pasta, we could do Fiorella pasta. If you like brunch, there are maybe too many options. I don't know. Like I am not helping. I'm not helping Joy. I'm realizing this is not helpful. I'm just giving you every option. But you let me know what kind of food you eat, and we will find out.
Ray's asked, and this is a great question. Ray says, sorry for being new, but does Joe stream on Twitch too? Absolutely. Joe just started streaming regularly on Twitch as of about 3 weeks ago. I think it wasn't too long ago, but
I am baby.
Yeah, but in the short amount of time you've been on, you've reached affiliate, which is fantastic. It's a great start. So we would love to get Joe to the first 100 follows, and you can help get Joe to there with a follow tonight. So there's the link to follow our friend Joe tonight. You won't regret it. It's great stuff. I mean, Joe's got awesome guitar licks and you even mentioned the show that you were going to be at. That just sounds insane. Like, I think Hendu's right. Like, Hendu says, like, that sounds like a hell of a show. I agree. That's going to be a good time.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, let's see.
I'm trying to get people dancing. If you want to dance, come out. You know, it's the more I can get everybody dancing to VGM, the happier I think I'll be.
Oh, I love that. Hendry says the first time I hopped into Joe's stream, he was playing an absolute banger of a mashup.
Keep it. Don't tell anybody about that. No, I'm kidding. You can tell people about it. I was mashing up Chrono Trigger with Donkey Kong. It's a aquatic ambiance. Let's go, Ray. Yeah, aquatic ambiance with Forest of Time. And it's like it was like making a sandwich, Davey. It was a straight up sandwich. You just put them on top of each other.
Oh,
it turns out they just like fit.
Wow.
Like they just fit musically. Like I'm calling it Sunken Forest.
That's. I mean, you just never know. Sometimes I think it's sometimes serendipitous. I would not have expected that to work, but it totally did, didn't it? That's great. I think I might have heard.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. Did you tune in? No, tune in tomorrow night.
Okay. You do it again?
I'll play the newest version of the beat tomorrow night because I have to get these tracks out to my band. Dom is waiting. They're waiting for my track.
Okay.
So I'll play that. I'll play the Sunken Forest for y'all, and you get to hear kind of how it rolls and as well as the other stuff. Making kind of electronic versions of a lot of the things we've done in the past, like our Phoenix Wright medley and. We're doing a couple of stuff from things from Star Fox, the Corneria theme in Macbeth, Planet Macbeth. Yeah, the frantic work stream for sure. Yeah, I might. yeah, I'm gonna be grinding all day. I might start stream early tomorrow. We'll talk about it.
Cool.
Yeah, because it's gonna be beats all day.
Yeah.
But thank you, thank you so much, Henry, for appreciating that. I hope that it comes together nicely live. Like. I just got to not mess up all the tapping and the chords and all that stuff.
I got you. Right on. I'm working from home tomorrow. Oh, you working from home tomorrow, George? Pump that up too. Work from home is dope.
Yes, the best life.
Yeah. Ironically, I'm not. I've been working from home a lot in my new job, but tomorrow is like one of my not work from home days. So that's hysterical that we're gonna switch places basically. Okay, so let's get that. So let me just break this down for everybody else in the chat. If you'd like to ask a question of Joe tonight, use exclamation point question in the chat, write your question, and then enter that into the chat, like all in one sitting, like exclamation point question followed by whatever your question is. Enter in the chat, and they'll go in the queue, and we'll ask the questions in order throughout the rest of the show. So, yeah. Oh, you work from home too, Joe? Like just out of interest, like? Or,
yeah.
Well, I
guess. Days, yeah. Well, during the school year.
Yeah.
During the school year, I teach preschool like a few days a week, in addition to gigging and doing content. But this summer, I've decided to transition to just for the summer at least, full-time streaming to really kind of lay the groundwork. And I'm hoping to just make this the main gig on top of just, what I normally do as a musician, like performing and releasing music and all that stuff.
Okay.
But, just try to. But I really do love streaming. It's a lot of fun. I love hanging out with y'all, and I really love making everybody a part of the process and sharing my process with everybody. So I'm if you do follow, of course I'm enormously grateful. But I just want to let y'all know I'm working really hard to constantly make you more a part of the process if I can. I'm trying to kind of upgrade the setup. And kind of open that window up a little bit wider every time. So yeah, thanks for those of you who are already rocking with me. We're gonna keep on opening up that window and widening the world and doing more stuff.
Yeah, I'm all about it. It just sounds like a really fun time, and I'm excited to see what comes next on your channel and your journey. It shall be really fun and entertaining along the way. Yeah. So Ray is very curious about your shirt, and the question is, what is the inspiration between Link and John Coltrane?
I think for the shirt, the guy who made the shirt, I think the inspiration is that they have absolutely nothing to do with each other, and like it's just utterly jarring to see this like super janky image of Link next to the words John Coltrane and Comic Sans. And this is what he does. And Ray, if you haven't seen the back of the shirt, this is the real connection to John Coltrane. I don't know. Am I in the shot? I gotta make sure.
I think you got it
So
mostly.
we got Broly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit earlier about how you can go Super Saiyan in jazz. It is a thing.
Yeah.
And I think that Broly is a pretty good candidate for like the John Coltrane of DBZ, right?
Ray says I ignored the rest of the content, only Broly.
Good man. So the rest of the content is Tinkerbell, Lisa Frank Tigers, and the words like it's like the album information for A Love Supreme.
Yeah.
So it's like acknowledgement, resolution, pursuance, and psalm somewhere on there, and it says jazz music in Japanese. It's just but this guy LXIX Apparel is he's like a cultural scavenger. He's just I think the inspiration is like just pure cultural dissonance, like just throwing stuff together and like just let it be ugly and confusing and jarring. I think that's where he's coming from.
I love how deliberate that strategy is. It's like, let's just make this as bizarre as as dissonant as possible. Like it's like completely the antithesis of John Coltrane. Especially that like you said, the Comic Sans is not lost on me. And like that's just like, what could you pick a less John Coltrane font than Comic Sans? Like that's like
This is violence. This is a violent T-shirt. This is attacking you.
That's fair.
Cultural dissonance.
Cultural dissonance.
That's how that's how I describe this style. But it's the inspiration for what I'm trying to do with all these mashups. And with good luck, have fun in the near future, like literally starting next week, and then going more into the future gigs. I want to experiment with the musical version of cultural dissonance. I guess maybe somebody that you could wingdings, exactly. It's like kind of like, I don't know if you know the DJ Girl Talk, like producer DJ. They're like a mashup artist essentially, and it's like like a classic rock band and a pop artist and like Bjork, I don't know, like just like weird, just like weird combinations and stuff. It's basically, he's doing it with pop music, but it would be really fun to kind of do it with VGM and pop and whatever else. Like, like what are all the places that VGM is talking to? VGM it talks to itself, it has its own language, but VGM is also starting to talk to movies, right? We're seeing more video game movies, and VGM is kind of like it's speaking to youth culture. It's speaking to hip hop. The connection between anime, video games, and hip hop is like really deep. If you go into like the way all the things that people have sampled over the years, so like there's so much to explore with like what you can mash up and combine. So yeah, we're just gonna get crazy with it.
I'm hoping a wingding shirt comes out eventually. That's a good idea. Like,
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Thank you for the question, Ray. That's a great question. Let's go to our friend Rahomo for his question. A lot of good friends in the chat tonight. Ray's one of our has been hanging out with us too a lot recently. It's really good to see you, Ray. And I like hanging out on Ray's channel too. Cool. Like, I mean, you've seen Ray do his thing. Like, it's pretty impressive stuff. So like, it's like dude can drum as well. Okay. Rahomo's question is the question. You know what that is? We asked this question of our guests as is tradition here on the Sandwich Show. So here it is: pancakes, waffles, French toast, or crepes?
Pancakes, waffles, French toast, or crepes. I love all those things. That's rude. This is like a gun to my head type of question.
Oh yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea.
Man.
I know it's hard.
I'm gonna have to go with crepes. I have to go with crepes.
Go for the crepes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you're gonna put, if you're gonna put, it's so hard not to choose French toast. Crepes have been mentioned 11 times, even though they're not pancakes, waffles, or French toast. Everyone agrees. I think crepes are really delicious. I'm kind of they're light, but also kind of decadent. You know, they can be as decadent as you want them to be.
Yeah.
I really love crepes. I guess it also reminds me of my mom. My mom and I like a lot of the same food, almost like all the same food. But her favorite crepe was like, uh, it was just lemon, cinnamon, and sugar. That was it. And it was a crepe Suzette. You know, it's like the simplest thing. But yeah, crepes, banana plus Nutella, also beautiful. You know, like
good call, Romo.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all those things are freaking delicious. It's not fair. It's a super unfair question. But yeah, gun to head, I think I'm going with crepe.
No, it's a good choice. And as Henderson puts it,
they're all good choices.
if variety is your thing, I think crepes are the place to be. You can go both directions with it. It's fantastic. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Aaron? Hey.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron, shift one. What's good, Aaron? It's nice to see you again, my friend. And Aaron, shout out to Aaron shift one too. Like, no, when I say that, it's confusing because it makes it sound like I'm saying shout out to Aaron shift 12. I meant to say shout out to Aaron shift 1 also. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, but good to see you, Aaron. How nice to have you here. Welcome, Aaron. Yeah, Aaron is such a great presence in the jazz VGM Twitch community, right? Like, it's so cool to see.
I agree. Yeah, I'm always excited to see Aaron in the chat. Whenever Aaron rolls through, I'm like, oh, sweet. Aaron is here just for the hype. He's here for whatever you're trying to do. He's he's vibing.
I really appreciate you, Aaron. We're also here for the cookies, Aaron. As you know, Aaron's is great. Now I have to make an Aaron Shift 1 also account. Please do that. Please let that happen. I want that to happen so bad now. But yeah, give our friend a follow. Okay, so yeah, big time props for the crepes answer. I mean, I don't think any answer is the wrong answer, and I'm not. That's a true, right? But crepes is a particularly good choice because, as you mentioned, it can do so many things, and I think that's definitely worth value.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Before the next question, let's go read this. Grape nuts is the wrong answer. Says for homo. Yeah. And you're very welcome, Aaron. Absolutely. Now, Joyce says, Aaron has impeccable taste and knows a lot of places to be, so him being here is a big compliment. Oh, absolutely. I never take that lightly whenever I see our good friend Aaron here in chat.
Really appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Henry says, there's a place near me that does such a good crepe with spinach, portobello mushroom, basil, and Monterey Jack.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah. You add some pepper to that. That'd be amazing. You add the sauce, the sauce.
Oh, are you talking about the Nando sauce?
Yeah, the Nando sauce. Yeah. Imagine the Nando sauce.
A peri-peri crepe?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. That's kind of diabolical.
I think
we got to make that happen.
I think we got to make that happen now. Yeah, absolutely.
Peri-peri chicken crepe.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, you could do some arugula. Oh, with some red onion. Yeah, it would be like kind of like a wrap. Oh my, that would be amazing.
Ooh. And it just it picks up. Yeah. That's the one. Yep, that's the one, Ray. Yep. South African Nando.
Oh.
Peri-peri sauce.
My favorite.
That's really great. Did you order that online, or can you get that anywhere? Like, is that?
They're now in supermarkets. You can get them at like Wegmans, Whole Foods, but you can order them online. It's probably easier to get them online. But
okay. Yeah. Oh man, that's tempting. I might do. Because it might go great with eggs too, right? Do you ever have it with eggs?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's basically good on everything. I once saw my dad pour it on like a bowl of like bolognese, like pasta and bolognese, and ate it. Oh, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "It's good." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna take your word for it." Yeah, that was Rohomo. That was my expression.
I love
Crazy.
I love it.
He said it was good.
All right. I mean,
I'm sort of
you'll
inclined
take
to
his
trust
word
him.
for it, right?
Yeah, I'll take his word for it. I'm not gonna try it. I'm never doing that.
Word. Let's go to jump for Joy's question. The question is, by the way, thank you for the question, Roma.
Oh my god.
Great question, as always. Joy's question
Yeah.
is, hey, did you end up finding any DBZ cards to add to your party box?
Oh man, party box is on. My party box is on hold. I'm gonna just hang out and play DOMs because I I do not have enough time to play Magic right now. It makes me sad. I just spent a weekend going to like this cube thing, and I I played as much Magic as I could given the circumstances. But what I learned, I will always love Magic, but right now the state that Magic is in, uh, like as a competitive player, um, is frustrating. Uh, I have to take a little bit of a break. With the way that everything's going with stream and with music, it's it. I'm having a lot of fun, and I love playing Magic, and it's like basically always in the back of my head all the time. So it's never going to go away. No one. It's like one of those games where nobody ever really quits. But I'm not feeling the way the game has been recently. For like 60 card formats, it's just been. I'm a little burnt out. I'm burnt out by the complexity of the design and the relentlessness of the new releases. They're on such an intense release schedule now that it's like every 2 months. A new set is coming out, and we are seeing spoilers for like the next 2 to 3 sets at all simultaneously. And so, like
wow.
back in the day, you would get back in the day, you would get a new set every like 3 or 4 months. It was like a lot less frequent, and then you would have time to internalize and get to know with and play with the cards, and they would settle into the play patterns, and the meta game would kind of settle into something, and then they release some new things, uh, and then maybe like anywhere between 3 to 10 cards would be impactful across constructed formats, and it would be these incremental changes that people could roll with. But now it's just nonstop breakneck pace that every format, even the oldest ones, are rotating with like these new, really, really juiced, powerful cards. And I could keep up, but I don't want to right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Yeah,
That's
I'd
fair.
love to, but oh man, sorry. End rant there. I wish so that's why I've taken a break from brewing cubes and brewing my party box, because I got to just chill with Magic.
Mhm.
I wish I had more time, but Dom is still doing it, and so all my
Wow.
party box energy will be going to hanging out and playing with Dom and whoever is down to look. If you're on the East Coast, you're trying to play the craziest format of all time. Every TCG and card game just jammed into one, just with the beautiful Magic rules framework. It's a blast. Dom's party box is like the craziest. It's just the craziest stuff. We call it Dom. Yeah, it's so Dom's puzzle box. Dom Palmobi's puzzle box. He's got a little box that looks like the Millennium Puzzle box, and it's all in there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so cool.
That is cool.
And it's like a bunch of Magic cards, and then Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, Uno cards.
Yeah.
There are like some weird coupons in there.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
I think Joy mentioned one.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
$2 off.
coupon is a match.
Oh yeah, he's got Maple Story cards because that's a Dom Palmobi special. He's a big Maple Story player. So yeah, it's just. And the dumb thing about it is that everybody still has 20 life points, but like all the different card games have different kind of scalings of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So like Pokemon can deal damage in increments of like 10, 30, 50. Yu-Gi-Oh monsters have like hundreds or thousands of damage of power and toughness, right?
Wow.
So like you could just die in one turn. It's just crazy.
Anti
It's
D&D,
crazy.
you just the game's over in one turn, like that.
Yeah. It is the anti D&D. Yeah, play vintage Magic or Goat format in Yu-Gi-Oh, or this, and all of the unbalanced cards that let you just win and snowball really early.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, Dom says puzzle party box. There we go. That's awesome. And Dom says I'm gonna be making videos of those past sessions too. And doesn't that sound like fun?
Good.
I would love to. Yeah, that sounds great.
They're really funny, y'all. We had some funny games, like really goofy. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that was Some of those games don't end. Yeah, that's right. Some of them get really grindy and intricate, and you find
Oh.
out,
Yeah.
you find out how to not die in one turn. It's tough.
That's a very fantastic strategy. It's like don't die.
Don't die. Yeah, it's the rules of the format are have a blocker,
Yeah.
and then have if you can have 2 blockers,
Yeah.
have a removal spell, have a trap card.
Mhm.
Those are the rules. And then hopefully you draw a gigantic Yu-Gi-Oh monster. What was actually astonishing to me is that with the use of wild cards, Exodia almost happened more than once. And I don't know if there are Yu-Gi-Oh people who are listening right now, but Exodia is like a magical Christmas land fairy tale type of scenario that doesn't come together that often. And you would never expect it to show up in a random pile of 400 cards. But Dom nearly Exodia'd, and I think I did it nearly as well. You have to all 5 pieces have to be together in your hand, and then you win the game.
Wow. That sounds rarer than rare.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, it's like extremely rare.
Yeah.
It's yeah. But my grandfather doesn't put bad cards in his deck.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I can imagine a learning curve for someone playing a game like that for the first time. Being introduced to that set would be, I mean, it'd be entertaining, right? It must be a lot of fun, just like getting to know.
It is entertaining.
Yeah. Oh, for real. Yeah. As we were just talking about, like, watching the session would be entertaining too, let alone playing it. I can imagine playing it would be even better. So yeah, pretty cool. All right.
So, yeah, if you can follow the gameplay, it is a riot.
Word up. Thank you, Joy, for your question. Terrific question. Let's go to Rahomo for the next question, which is, if you had to learn a new instrument, what would it be?
Drums.
Oh.
I mean, I already play drums a little bit. I can play some drums, but if I wanted to get, if I were to choose an instrument to get really good at, like learn a new one, it would be drums for sure. Yeah, it's my weakest rhythm section instrument. I can play guitar, I can play bass, I can play keys, all at like relatively high levels. But I got to get better at drums. I think I think I'm an incomplete rhythm section player. As a result, I can play some. I just learned to like kind of gospel chop, like a summer or 2 ago. But I lost it all. I got to get, I don't have a kit anymore. I got to build like a little bit. Like I pulled together a drum kit one day. And, we just bought this house, so I can renovate the basement and make something that's soundproof, and then I'll get a drum set.
Yep. I think you got raised attention with that response.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He said, "Oh yeah." Learned gospel challenge. I learned basic pocket, and then I was like, yeah, how can I fit these fills in?
That is a jump.
And I learned how to swing too.
Okay.
I think learning how to swing is important. And so I did practice ride pattern for a little bit, because when you study with Mulgrew Miller, all he would care about is ride symbol. Sometimes he'd be directing ensemble, but he would he was talking to everybody, but he was really just looking at the drummer. He's mostly focused on the drummer, and he would bring a ride symbol in and practice with us. He would like make us practice ride pattern and make us like pay attention to it. For him, like besides the piano, the most important instrument for him was the drum. And that really wore off on me. I mean, you watch Mulgrew and his foot is tapping, the whole time. Yeah, Ray, I miss Mulgrew.
Aww.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
He was a legend. Mulgrew Miller was like like a very rare gift to the world of music, for sure. But he was about that pulse. That pulse is so important. So yeah, I think if I not even go back, if I could just find the time to learn another instrument, drums all the way.
Respect. Thanks for Homo. Great question. I think your answer is really cool. Like I think drums have so much nuance to them too. Like that'd be awesome to master. So I hope it comes along. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, one day I'll get around to it.
For real, for sure. Okay, Ray's got the next question. If you had to try a new sauce, what would it be?
Oh, that's such a good question. How could I know? It would have to be like a sauce that I know about that I haven't tried yet, that I want to try. Uh, I got to think about this. I don't know. It would have to be a sauce I haven't tried yet, and I've tried so many sauces. Uh, I, I'm sorry, but I'm struggling to think of a sauce I haven't tried. Is there? Can you? I don't know. Can y'all suggest anything? Because I'm obsessed with spice and hot sauce and just sauces in general.
Joyce says can't try new sauce. Had them all already.
I don't think I've had them all. I'm just struggling to think of ones that I haven't had. So it's close, but I don't know.
I mean, I know
Sauce
it
that
sounds
I
like you've had a
haven't-
lot though. Sounds like you had quite a few of them.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I mean, there's something that I've been wanting to. I mean, I've tried it already, so it doesn't
Okay.
count. But I've only okay. It's the sort of it sort of counts. This was a gift from. This is a Japanese pepper. Are they? Yeah, rice malt. Yeah, chili powder, rice malt, citron, and salt. I think the shishito peppers turned into a paste. It's like a malty, spicy paste of a hot sauce.
Mm.
And I've only ever had a little spoonful of it. I put a little bit in ramen, but I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it's a confusing flavor to me. I can try it more and mess around with it more. This is something I'm interested in. I guess like more fermented stuff. I'm not as familiar with like more fermented. Like I've tried kimchi and but
Mhm.
yeah, stuff that's like fermented bean paste or something. I've never tried like anything like that.
Yep.
So yeah, let's go. But if it's a hot sauce, I don't know, man. I think I've had any kind of pepper you can name. I've tried.
Right
I
on.
got the stomach problems to show for it.
It's a much experienced intestine, folks.
Oh
Yeah, much
wow,
experience.
very cool.
Yeah.
Crake's so a big fan of Crake sauce is doing in Iowa, Massachusetts. Tony Solis works for Hot Ones actually. The bass player, he does a little stuff on the side for Hot Ones, and he's got some crazy hot sauces like that. He's always like showing me. Uh, so I got to see. Uh, yeah, so I would say some of those.
Yeah. They make one with fiddleheads. Wow. That's
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
I'd love that. Yeah, I don't know. Hit me to some hot sauces. I'll buy them. I'll try them out. I'll try them on stream.
You beat me to it. I was gonna say like this is perfect stream content, Joe. Like this is. I love
Okay,
I love
let's
the
go.
idea. I love the idea. Yeah. Aaron has.
I love Matooks.
Aaron's chips in. Matooks is my
Yeah,
go-to
a
lately.
big favorite. That one's really hot. Matooks is crazy.
Wow, Aaron, you go for the hot stuff too. Am I right? Look at that. Look at that. I love yellowbird sauce.
Matooks is for the real soldiers.
respect to both of you.
Yeah, for real.
Let's see. Yeah. Joy says, I have a tin of Old Bay that I don't know what to do with, so I feel. Ooh, Joy. I might have some ideas. Put some Old Bay on top of potatoes. That would make the potatoes taste pretty good. Like bake roast some potatoes. Oh, there you go, Old Bay. Now, Joe, you know a thing or two about Old Bay, am I right?
Yeah, Baltimore, baby.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's solid. That's solid seasoning. So
Some of the best.
yep. Joyce says that's the one. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And one of my I think my uncle made a seafood boil, and it had like shrimp. It had like mussels and potatoes and sausage. Old Bay was all over that boil. It was good. Very, very good. Quality stuff.
Yeah, just marinated in Old Bay.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Joyce says, I was
Yeah, Old
told
Bay's
you need
great.
this when I was at a tourist shop in Baltimore, and I couldn't argue. Good call.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. I even got my Old Bay socks.
You have Old Bay socks? Nice.
I do. Yeah.
That's loyalty. That's the thing that I think is so funny. I know that people be loyal to like a sauce or a bread or a cheese, Baltimore people are loyal to a powder. It's are loyal to a seasoning. And it's pretty neat. Like, and I'm like, but you're not wrong. It's very good. Like, you have it in eggs, it's great.
Yeah.
You have it in potatoes, it's great. You have it in seafood, it's great. Salmon, you can't go wrong. So
you really cannot go wrong with Old Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just in your cupboard, Joy. Okay. Well, hopefully between Joe and me and indubitably Brendan and other people from Baltimore, that you may we can. I'm sure there'll be some ideas we can present to you to utilize the Old Bay. And,
I'll try. And there's lots of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soft shell crabs, man, covered in Old Bay.
Oh, crab would be good. Yeah. True story. Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, I hope it works out, Joy. I do hope that the Old Bay finds some usages down as time goes along. Ray, thank you for your question. Great question. Let's go to Hendu. Hendu's question. I think, looking at time, I think we'll probably close a queue. We'll take one more round of questions.
I think Ray had asked, not to dox age, but you study with Mulgrew.
Oh yeah. Right.
I mean, no bones about my age. I'm 37.
Mm-hmm.
I studied with Mulgrew Miller when I went to William Patterson. I transferred to William Patterson from Carnegie Mellon, where I was doing like more classical composition.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to work with more jazz. So I wanted to get better at jazz. I wanted to study with Gene Bertoncini on guitar, and I wanted to play with people who could improvise and people who respected jazz and understood it. But also loved classical, and so William Patterson was a good place for me. And Mulgrew was just like I had no idea what I was getting when I went there. I really, and he was like the warmest man, like just like the warmest, kindest person. He's asking if I know Derek Phillips. I don't know if I do know Derek Phillips. I apologize. Derek Phillips. It is a familiar name. It's a familiar name for sure. But there are many generations of William Patterson students. Mark Juliana, Tyshawn Thorey, Ari Honig. Ari was only there for like a little bit though. But there's a lot of. It was a really great program for a while. I imagine it still is, but Mulgrew being there really it did raise the bar, and it brought this really serious tone. Everybody was practicing super hard. Tyshawn would still come around and play free jazz with us at night. It was like a really cool, weird culture of like you had to be really on point for like Mulgrew, and like Mulgrew could tell if you weren't practicing.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and he would like Mulgrew was also the master of like saying things without having to say them. So he would be like, now some of you, I'm not naming names, but you're getting up on the bandstand, but it's not, the work isn't showing up in the practice room. And I'm not going to say who, and he was, I knew he was talking about me at that moment. I knew for sure, I was on that list. He just knew, but he was also really encouraging and really warm. I don't know. It was a lot of things. And then at night we would just stay there until like 5 a.m, like just doing practicing like absurd hours and playing the craziest like free jazz and like neo soul and experimental music, and cutting jazz standards, like whatever. Like we were all like really, really open. And yeah, that's when like Tyshawn would kind of like lurk around, and like he would go there to practice, and then he would like play with us and like kick our asses, but we also teach us things, and then we would take that and try to do our own things with them. It was a wild time. It was a really great time to be there. Like the students were really interesting and diverse. Yep. They were like straight ahead kids like Billy Test and Dave Pollock. Dave Pollock was there while I was there. Mm-hmm. So like Dave Pollock was like a straight ahead saxophone player, like bebop master. And I was like a rock fusion experimental guy, but they accepted all of us. And they're just like, we're just going to teach them the tradition, and then they can do what they want with it. They have to play, the like jazz while they're here, but when they, you know, they accepted everybody, like all types of musicians, uh, with different perspectives. And I thought that was really cool.
I am
And I
really.
think that Mulgrew had a lot to do with that.
Oh, I love that. I mean, Joe, you've had you were. Boy, what a privilege you must have been to just work with so many amazing people, amazing, iconic.
I've been really lucky.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I've been really lucky over the years. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to admit, if I go down the list, I don't want to, like, you know, name drop or anything, but it is like, it's kind of crazy. I've been really lucky.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of it is like I really sought these people out. You know, and like I had to leave, like, you know, my parents were not happy that I left Carnegie Mellon, you know,
Mhm.
to like go study with like all the jazz greats. But like,
Joe,
look, like,
you
I had to
left
you know, like, I
Carnegie
don't know.
Mellon to. That's incredible. You were at Carnegie Mellon. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Carnegie Mellon's really incredible if you're like
Yeah.
an engineer or a computer scientist,
Mhm.
like, or an architect, or like or an actor, like if you're in the theater program.
Mhm.
But like if you're a musician, unless you're a classical musician and you're only interested in that, I just don't think it's like going to be a very satisfying fit. And I had a phenomenal composition teacher, Nancy Galbraith. You know, like I had, like, I think all the, and like the flute teacher was incredible. Or both of them, like all the composition faculty were incredible, individually great, like lots of individually great teachers.
Mhm.
But the curriculum and the program had no kind of camaraderie or spirit of collaboration. So while it was a great school, it wasn't really the right fit for me.
No, I totally respect that. Like, and
Yeah.
indeed, like you went to a place that had such iconic people, and such like people who really know their brand and their style of music, and just
Yeah.
it's that's a special feeling. I feel like your instincts really served you well.
Thank you. It's tough. It's you know, you make sacrifices when you move around and you
Right.
change courses, and these these lessons are invaluable. You know, the things that I've learned from, yeah, like Mulgrew or Bucky Pizzarelli or Wayne Krantz, or like, you know, these are people who come from like a lot of different areas. Uh and I think, yeah, you know, if you do study jazz at these institutions, especially, I hate to say it, I think if you're younger, a lot of these cats have passed away, um or a lot of them are passing away. So if this is the time, you know, if it isn't too late to go and seek out these old masters. Gene Bertoncini, if you're a guitar player, Gene Bertoncini is still alive and he's still gigging in New York City, and he's like a classical jazz master. You know, these people are out there. And I do think that, like, we have a bit of like a recency bias culturally, just in general. And we don't, like, I think there's too much kind of cannibalization of the past, and we try to look back, but our lens is limited. Like, there's something out of our frame at all times. We have to really actively try to dig into all of the great musicians from these past genres, and like continue to kind of preserve the things that are valuable to us, and not get kind of so stuck on like what's new all the time. Not that it's bad, but, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
like we can't. There's too much great music and too many valuable lessons that we can take into the future
Yeah.
from all of these giants. We It's really important that we cultivate that history, that we bring it back up, that we play their music again, that we listen to it, that we familiarize ourselves with it. Don't just let Spotify feed you whatever it thinks jazz is. Like, watch Ken Burns jazz. I don't know what, you know. Maybe, yeah, talk to some jazz musicians that you know. Yeah, talk to somebody who actually plays jazz.
Mhm.
Likely that person is a humongous nerd, and they'll tell you, you know, where to go, and you know, even if it is just Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, John Coltrane, Miles Davis, like, fine, start there, but don't forget.
Well said, Joe. Willie, before we go on, I do want to thank Joy for the tier 1 sub. Joy, thank you so much for the sub. That's really kind of you. I appreciate you. Joy also says, and next week with Laura and Doug.
That sounds a lot of fun. Like a lot of fun. I think
Yeah.
you're telling me about Lara and Doug. They seem great.
That should be fun. I mean, I don't know as much
Okay.
about them as you both do, but it does seem like a cool, like it seems like a cool combo for sure. So I wish you a lot of fun with those folks, and it's cool that you're gonna get to see.
Joy always supporting.
Yeah, I love that, Joy. All right, now, have you met Joy in person before at this point? Actually, you have at this point, right? Because I think the convention.
Yeah, a
and so
couple
on.
times. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We met for the first time at MagFest,
Mhm.
and she was there with Slacko,
Yeah.
Brian Slacko,
Yep.
the virtuoso, and then yeah, we clicked. We got to hang out. She's of course like an incredibly kind and uniquely like generous and giving spirit,
Mhm.
and you'll know that like from the minute that you meet her. And then she came out to most recently. She came out to my New York show at OS. And we got to hang out and vibe a little bit, and party. Was a really wild night. A lot of people there. So we
Yep.
didn't get to hang out as much as I wanted, but we're gonna hang out. You know, we will be hanging out many times in the future. And if you, yeah, so just if you haven't had the privilege of meeting Joy, just get ready for a really wonderful hug.
Yep.
And
Yep.
there's a bring your hug game. Oh, hi Diane. How's it going?
Dan, what's going on?
Diane
Good to
going
see you. I'm
the end.
glad you made it in, Diane.
Yeah.
Come on in. Nice to see you.
Yeah. Great. All warm.
For sure.
Hard to believe people like that exist, to be honest.
That's yeah. I hear what you. I hear you. I hear you. I am checking to see if you. I'm trying to remember all of the bands that you're part of. I'm just double checking. Like, are you part of
Right now?
Yeah. Yeah. Right now.
Right
We can
now
go
it's
right now.
just
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, for you mean you want to talk about all time? We don't. I don't think we got time for that. But right now, I play guitar in Dom Palmobi's Game Night.
Mhm.
I front my own band
Mhm.
called Good Luck Have Fun, or
Mhm.
we just go by GLHF. And that's my VGM and soon to be. It's like a VGM pop culture mashup band,
Ooh.
mashup party band. Very
Yeah.
important to note that we are a party band. We're here to rave. And then I have a solo project as well that had to go on hiatus during the pandemic, but will be coming back probably late this year, early next year.
Okay.
And that's just Joe Etzine, just me as a singer songwriter and producer and guitar.
Ah. I bet you that'd be a great. I mean, it sounds like that'd be. I would look forward to a show like that too, Joe. So,
I'd love to. I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you, David. David, you're on the West Coast,
I'm on the West
right?
Coast. Yep. I'm on the opposite side of it. I'm on the opposite coast. In Los Angeles. So you're in Philly. So that's
Awesome.
solid 3 things. Yeah. Good times.
So when I'm out there next, we'll find a way.
Okay.
I'll find a way to play some music for you.
Well, vice versa. Like if I'm ever over in the Delaware Valley, I'll let you know for sure. It'd be fun to catch up. Yeah.
For sure.
Diane says, "Yo, you killed it at GC night at OSNYC."
Thanks, Diane.
Cool. Yeah. Very fun, Bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
George played some videos for like friends and me at JevCon of the game night band doing the thing, and it was like, yeah, y'all are really good in the live setting, like just doing it like in front of people. That was pretty cool. Yeah, it's tight.
Thanks, David.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Dom's band's real tight. Dom keeps it crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love to play live. You know, that's the thing. Is I think that's where we really flourish, and it's hard to translate it onto the internet. You know, that's been my biggest challenge. Is like, people recognize what I can do live the most, and I'm just every day I'm trying to figure out how I can get that more, just a larger percentage of that energy to translate for all of y'all on the internet who can't see me live right now.
Oh, sure.
And it's hard, man. There's so much that's lost, and
No, I hear that. Yeah, because like when you see anybody else live, you feel that too. Like you're like, oh man, you really get it. Like you feel the vibe, you can hear it, you can hear like and you can see like the craftsmanship behind like what a band or what a musician can do. So I understand where you're coming from on that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
always working on that craft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what makes and I understand. I've heard that the more you work on it, the better you get, which is an obvious point. But the ones who are truly great are the ones who are constantly grinding at it, right? And I feel like
Always.
when I hear someone that good, I'm always thinking about that. I'm like, oh, they've worked forever to make them so constantly, tirelessly to become very good at what they do. So, yeah.
That's really awesome of you, Davey, because not everybody thinks that way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
I
people
wish
just think
more
it's
people
easy.
could understand that. Like it's true. Like I really wish more people knew that. I agree. Like it's I hope eventually they do, cuz like I can certainly, if nothing else, I can certainly appreciate it. Yeah. And we
Sure.
can appreciate it. Like Joy's expressed many times how cool you all are, how great you are at what you do. And so it helps.
I think y'all are great because we can't do it without y'all. Like, with people who appreciate it and like, I don't know, just people who haven't, who are seeing the process, they see the grind, you know, game respects game, real respects real. We need y'all. We need y'all to stay in this. I really do believe that artists and musicians are like fairies. Like you got to clap for us to exist. Otherwise, you have to believe in us. Otherwise, we don't exist. And that's, I think, actually true in the real world for musicians. Because people, these gigs aren't really paying us like that. They're not paying us like enough to kind of add up to a living wage. We gotta we 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 don't do this for the money. We do this for y'all. We do this really so
Yeah.
that we can elevate each other. We're this is spiritual.
Yeah. I completely agree, Joe, and so does the rest of chat. I mean,
Yeah.
Dom says facts.
So thank you.
Yeah, Diane says dropping
Yeah, man.
facts. Joyce is 100. For sure. Yeah, big time.
Love
Time
y'all.
facts. Yeah,
Big love.
yeah. Big love back, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's and that's kind of like one of the, and I do hope, and as I think all of us would agree, like we're always rooting for you to do well in these scenarios, because it's like it's a joy to watch, and it's like when you know something is done. This is like true of anything. Like if you see something well done, you root for that to continue to succeed. So this is kind of an extension of that. So let me give you one last question, then we'll go ahead and say goodnight for now, and then give our thanks and everything else. So here's the last question of the night. This is from Hindu. Question is, if you've played any new boards games recently, which of them is your favorite?
Unmatched. Let me show you. I'll be right back. Unmatched is okay. I want you to imagine Smash Bros, but it's a board game.
Oh, you've got my
So
attention.
it's positional. It's Smash Bros, but it's like overhead, like positional style board game. But it's also a card game. But the characters, instead of like video game characters or whatever, are like legendary characters from history and fiction.
Whoa!
So like this is like, yeah. So like this is
Mhm.
like a starter set, one of the starter sets. We got Achilles, right, from Greek myth. We got Sun Wukong,
Mhm.
like the Monkey King, from Journey to the West, the
Mhm.
inspiration for Goku and Dragon Ball. Yenenga, African hunter goddess, and Bloody Mary, like from the urban legend.
Wow.
And when you this was found at PAX Unplugged.
Ooh.
Shout out to Ascension too. Ascension's really cool. That's more of a deck builder than a what's it called, than a board game. But this is like one of the maps, and you got like the circles that you move between. Like these are your tiles, and then you have a figurine.
Mhm.
Here's Achilles, and you move it on the map, and you have to fight each other. This is where it's like Smash, and then it's a little bit like Magic in that you have like of a deck of cards for each character. Each character has like a prefix deck. So here's like Sun Wukong, and he's got his stats, and then you just kind of battle it out. It's sort of like playing board. It's honestly like playing board game Smash Bros. Because
Wow.
there's DLC. This is the London expansion. This has got Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, Sherlock Holmes. Who else? Dracula. We got like the genie from Arabian Nights.
Mhm.
We got Harry Houdini.
Wow.
They got a whole Marvel Avengers pack. They got a Buffy the Vampire Slayer pack.
Yeah.
So they're just like mixing it all up. Yeah, it's like Smash and like Magic a little bit mixed in a board game. It's like it's sick. It's so sick.
Yeah.
This is definitely my favorite new board game. And yeah, if I can get anyone to play with me, I totally will.
That is some good design. Oh my goodness, that's great. If you ever
It's great.
bring them to your conventions, I'm sure people will play with you there for sure. I think people would get
Oh
into
yeah,
it.
for sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, yeah.
Diane's is like Pokemon and board games. I think that's solid. Yeah, that's a solid comp too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It's I'm trying to think of like like what's the best example of like an overhead like battle game. I guess like a little bit like Fire Emblem in a way.
Yeah. I can vibe with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look like, and the characters are what make the game. You can like famous, iconic characters through history.
Yeah.
Famous literary figures, like too. Like you mentioned Sherlock Holmes. Like that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they got Red Riding Hood. They got Beowulf. They got like it's pretty great. There's rumors of a William Shakespeare, but I haven't seen it yet. And it wasn't at the most recent PAX. It was supposed to be there.
All right.
And I didn't see the Shakespeare character. So
Shakespeare,
I'm waiting.
the author, or Shakespeare, like works of Shakespeare, so like Hamlet and Romeo and Juliet.
No, like literally William Shakespeare is the character that you play. Yeah.
All the world's aboard.
Yeah. All the world's aboard, and all of us merely players.
That's right.
Brilliant.
That's so cool. That's so good. Like, that's got so much potential, Joe. Like, that's a really good. That's a really nice.
Isn't it sick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a sandbox game kid. At the end of the day, Melee is a sandbox game. D&D is a sandbox game. Magic is ultimately a deck builder, and you can create new formats like Party Box. It's a sandbox game. I like it. I like the games games within games within games.
Yeah, that's why games like that stand the test of time, because you can continue tweaking, adding to them, and they never get stale. Like, it's perfect.
Nah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Terraria, Minecraft. I don't know. There's lots of them.
Yeah. Absolutely. My goodness, Joe, this has been a phenomenal night of conversation and questions and food, and a lot of really great things happening tonight. I'm looking for. I mean, I'm excited about what's coming in your near future. Thank you for doing the thing. I do want to do one more thing, and if any mods have the exclamation point guests on command at the ready, let's go ahead and invoke it one more time for anyone who has not. Oh, there it is. Never mind. There. Thank you, Streamlabs, for picking us up. There is there's the link to our friend Joe's channel. If you've not followed already, what are you doing? Go fix that problem now and go give our friend a follow. And Rahoma says Streamlabs I guess that is true, isn't it? Yeah. So, and is now sentient. Phenomenal point.
I was waiting for you to give me the command, Davey.
Well, I guess we live in interesting times, Joe. It's so big thanks to you. And there's a link, and you're on tomorrow, right? You're streaming back tomorrow at a time to be determined, I believe.
Live 8 p.m. tomorrow night.
8 p.m. Okay, cool.
We the stream schedule has been a little erratic, but the one thing that has never changed, and I'm trying to make sure that it never will, is 8 p.m. at Wednesday nights. If I change anything, we will start earlier.
Okay.
But yeah, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Come through. We're going to be debuting more of the tracks for the show that's coming up July 31st at Philomoka with Disco Cactus and Magnificent Danger Brass Band. Yeah, come through, check it out. We're constantly tweaking. Help me put the show together. Give me some input. See what shows up. We'll record the show. We'll throw it on YouTube. You're gonna get, and also stay tuned for a surprise drop from our last OS show this Friday.
Oh, did you hear that? We got some breaking news, folks. OS drop, folks. Don't miss. Oh no, Rahoma, I'm so sorry.
We got some.
I shot your back though, Rahoma. Rahoma's IA is coming after my job. No.
Mine too, man. It already took my job years ago. It's all good. We're still out here.
Yeah, I do worry about that, but that's a topic for another podcast, I think.
Yeah, we can talk about it later for sure.
For sure, for sure. And yeah, Dan, absolutely. I mean, that's a great opportunity. Hopefully that works out for that. Does work out for you tomorrow. Um, so Joe, any last thoughts? Anything else you want to bring up before we head on out and do the raid out?
Nothing really. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and asking great
Yeah.
questions. If you followed, I greatly appreciate it. I'm just doing my best to push all of my socials out of obscurity. So this is awesome, and the more people I get to make music for and share this with, I think the more it can grow and the better stuff we can make. So let's go.
Well, thank you, Joe. Man,
Thank
we
you so much.
appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you all to the mods who were joined us tonight. It's great to see you again, Rahomo and King Danbreaker earlier in the program. And thank you, Dom. It's great to see you too. It's a great talk to you too, says Dom. I appreciate you, Dom. And
That was great, Dom.
always great to see. Let's give another shout to Dom Palmobi Music too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because another wicked jazz artist, right? Like just that's good times, and obviously with an amazing party box too, like an amazing party magic box. Like that just sounds like an intense good time for real.
It's so fun.
Dig it. Yeah, and then thanks to everybody who's joined us, and thanks to Jump for Joy, of course, for getting out the word about you, about what your work and your streams. It's really great to have Joy connect us two together, and so big time shout out to our friend.
Big extra double shout out to Joy.
Yeah, 1000%.
For making this possible.
Yep. And Hendu, thank you for hanging out. Ray Musica, thank you for hanging out with us again. Ray's another really talented. See, the thing about your colleagues is that your colleagues are also extremely talented as well. It's just like that's gotta be so much fun just hanging out with the really cool people like that.
I'm super spoiled. Yeah, I'm a spoiled baby.
Yeah, but right on. So Joe,
I definitely wouldn't complain.
Yeah, a definite blessing for sure. Yeah, thanks again everybody for doing the thing. Let's get some raid calls in the chat. And Dan, have a good rest. Good to see you. And yeah, thank you again, Joe. Let's go ahead and find someone to raid. I think the thing I'd like to do is see if there's any of our contemporaries on. Meaning, is there anyone that you might recommend for a raid? We can see who's on. Actually, I think
I'm looking around.
Let me look around too. Gotta see who's still.
All of my, we're too late at night for the majority of the people that all the East Coasters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was thinking like if we've had someone else from the game night crew or from your other groups, that'd be pretty clutch.
I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all asleep except for me and Dom, the true soldiers.
Y'all are troopers. I love it. Let me see if there's some other ideas. Yeah. I think I have one that could be pretty solid tonight. Let me see. Because I'm thinking Jazzy is kind of the lean I'm going here. Let's see if I can. Who can I get in that arena?
Do it up.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Let's give me a second here.
Ray's not streaming right now. Aaron's not streaming right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Aaron would have been an easy decision if Aaron Schiff 1-2 or Aaron Schiff also was on. I would have been.
Aaron Schiff also.
That would have been an easy decision. Okay, but in lieu of that, all right, let me ask you a basic question then. Do we go? Well, do you want to go drums or do you want to go ocarina?
Oh,
what a decision!
man!
What a decision!
Ocarina. Let's go ocarina.
We're going ocarina? Okay.
And that's hard. You know I love drums. I just went on and did it. I don't see ocarina that often. Let's do that. Yeah.
Then, folks, we're going to say hello to our good friend McDoodle, who's also around the LA area-ish, kind of around the same area. So, y'all go for if you're not following McDoodle, follow McDoodle. McDoodle plays an awesome saxophone and the ocarina, which is really, really cool. There have been videos McDoodle's had videos on the ocarina, playing the ocarina. It's really hard to play. So I'm always really impressed when people can get a melody out of it, and McDoodle does a great job with it. So let's do it. Whew. So thank you, friends, again. Make sure to follow our friend McDoodle when we get over there. And we'll say goodnight. Thank you so much, y'all. I'll go see if I can find a McDougal.
Yeah, thank you again.
Absolutely, Joe. You bet. So we'll go ahead and start the raid. If you missed any part of the stream, by the way, we'll have a replay here. We always store our VODs on Twitch for our interviews, and we also put them on YouTube the next day. So if you're looking for us on YouTube, it's the sandwich. It's Davey's eating a sandwich on YouTube as well. And all of our past, and Joe, like we were saying, you can see all the sandwiches through time that we've had over 3 years on the program. So if that suits your fancy, good times. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. I do have a tentative plan to be on stream tomorrow, but later. So focus on Joe's show at 8 o'clock for sure. Because I'm not.
Yeah, roll through, Davey.
Yeah.
Hey, depending on what start, maybe I'll hang out with you too at this time beforehand.
Okay.
Or
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it definitely would be a lot later anyway. So I don't think we'd intersect anyway. So either way, we should be good to go. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Take care, y'all. And yeah, make sure to follow McDoodle when we get there. Bye, everybody. Take care, y'all. Y'all the best. Best wishes.
Peace.
Bye.